First Amendment. I've been stripped of my second. My fourth has been violated, fifth, eighth, 12th. And once again, I'm going to, last day before trial, produce discovery against the Oregon State Police, Lake County Sheriff's Office, and Josephine County Sheriff's Office, as well as Lane County, with their negligence from Cresha Brunsman. So thank you, Father, for the ability to use my First Amendment right here. I didn't bring guns. The Oregon State Police and Lake County did. So cruel and unusual punishment, violation, right out the gate. Can't assault me and my son and my daughter. Your warrant, even had warrant, you can't assault somebody. That was not justified. The use of force regulation, that wasn't justified. Nobody had what, especially Adriana. So kidnapping, once again, I'm going to hold the Oregon State Police accountable. And I've already came in here earlier and made it very clear they don't stand down, that they're going to be facing lawsuit. So the only way that I'm going to stand down is if they drop Elijah, John, and Werner's charges. Making my attorney drive to Lake County tomorrow is I'm going to sue the Lake County. So if my attorney has to drive there tomorrow, I don't care if you drop Elijah's charges. You waste his time. You had all this time to drop it. So cops on YouTube, pigs on YouTube. I mean, could you, Father, be any more cruel to me than to, because I know, Father, that I'm going to have my paid counsel, John Kaligo, call me saying that the cops, pigs, are on here watching this channel. As I told you, they monitor this channel, and got a call from John Kaligo today telling me that the district attorney contacted him and said that I'm online complaining about that John's not doing his job. You fucking little punk bitch pigs. What a weak fucking case you must have to call to try to get my attorney to drop off at the last second. That's your case. So thank you, Father. You just couldn't be any more cruel. Put a cherry on top, if you will. To YouTube, once again, YouTube was brought up. The cops are on YouTube. So once again, they're on this channel. They're not looking for Elijah to bring discovery. Call with my Sixth Amendment as mine, as I said to John, you have to have Elijah and Adriana there. That's my Sixth Amendment right, John. And they have to have them there, because if you can't cross-examine, plaintiff defendant, call to discovery, my son, and say, hey, did your dad stop you? You can't, this is under, remember, manifest necessity. Vanderburg better drop this case. And they're not. That's what I'm saying. That's it. I don't care what happens. I already know what kind of case. I always had it, but whatever. I'm this close to it. I've always had the right of affirmative defense, as I said to John Kaligo today. So cops monitoring the channel, telling John. So just recently, the cops are in here. Instead of looking for Elijah, instead of looking for Adriana Massey, because I can't report him murdered or missing, won't look into Marshall, won't look into the 40 pounds of silver or my passport, but they'll look in here and call the district attorney's office and say, hey, Tracy's online and he's bitching about his attorney not giving him counsel. You fucking pigs, man. You lazy ass pigs. Josh Bezel, I'm gonna have Josh Bezel is going to be thrown in prison. That man, retaliation charges, because I said to that, are you watching, Josh? Which one of you pigs are watching? None of them had the balls to speak up last time on my last live stream. So I'm going to create more discovery for my federal case against this civil case that I'm going to be placing against Lake County Sheriff's Office. This is bullshit. I get a call today from my attorney saying YouTube. Fucking YouTube. Again, guys, YouTube. But you're not going to have any of my SWAT raid. You're not going to have any of the 200. I told that to John today, so it's not going to get away with this now. So I said, John, you think you need to put me on the witness stand? I'm not going to bring up my son's 180 hours? No, I don't think so. He's a slave, John. I'm going to, no matter what, John. I did this because I think my son is dead. So they won't, remember? Are you watching, Lance Brown? I reported Marshall Radonich, Mount Creek. Are you watching there, Lance Brown? Is that you? Is it you, Josh? Is it you, Sam Burcham? We'll go right back at these people again. I ain't playing, man. Which one of you are watching? Got a call from my counsel today. I have a trial tomorrow saying that you're watching my channel. which you've already said that you were watching when we were in here, so I already got you by your balls. I've got you by your balls, man. You said you were watching Sam Birch. I've got you. I'm going to make sure you're federally indicted because you said in your discovery that you produced. Your name is in the discovery, remember? So you said you were watching me, and now I got a call from the district attorney's office saying that my attorney said, hey, they contacted the district attorney saying you're bitching that I'm not doing my job. So you're watching. Which one of you little bitches in here? Are you in here, Dave Vandenberg? You fucking little Chuck E. Cheese bitch. You think because I go in there tomorrow, you got a black robe that you scare me and scare me. I'm going to put you in fucking prison because I guarantee you call Pat Wolke. I already told you to call Dave Vandenberg. You better get a hold of fucking John Caligo because I'm going to come after you under civil trial to make sure that you called Pat Wolke. You did. You sent him out here and he said he didn't know anything about the case. Both of you are going to go to prison. I already said that to you in open fucking trial, remember? Or said to you in open court, you're going to prison. So is everyone in here because you guys wrongfully convicted me to begin with. You shouldn't have never even came as SWAT raided the house. You don't even have the evidence. That's what my attorney is appointing me to. And you dropped my daughter's charges for the same thing 14 months ago. So you have strung me out now for 14 months. So make sure I'll give an attorney this, John's done a good job. He called me and he was very civil about it and said, hey, the attorney called me, said, they're on YouTube and said that I'm not doing my job. So fuck you, pigs. Which one of you in here? Speak up. Fucking lazy ass pigs, man. Could be out looking for my son, but you're here watching my YouTube channel, huh? I can't even report my son or daughter murder, but you're on my YouTube channel, huh? This fucking weekend, too, just recently, right? So speak up, you pigs, because I'm going to get all of you on civil. I don't have any vengeance. It's called accountability. That's all it is. I could already file the civil lawsuit. It shows how patient I've been. I can even file it if you wrongfully convict me. Remember, you can't. I've already said, remember? Change of venue. I can't get a fair trial. Jury bias, right? Well, we'll see tomorrow, right? You take me to trial, you're done. And they'll file civil. The only way I'm not filing lawsuit against Lake County is if they drop Elijah John Werner's charges and my charges. Clear the case out. It's a wash. Give me my 2 Second Amendment items back in my ammunition, and we'll call it a wash. I will sue the state of Oregon, though. So you should be expecting to show up on that trial. And I'll sue every one of these officers' bonds, and anybody that has a bond in this case, I will be suing their bonds, not out of vengeance, out of accountability. I want every docu-cam, every body cam, every report, every single phone call ever made in this case, starting with the phone calls back in, when I was reporting that my son was the only one to go to jail out of 5 guys, Tony Karsten, Elijah K, Elijah W. Remember the 5 guys that were involved in this original case I'm dealing with for my son 5-6 years ago. So this is just a dad standing up for the constitutional right of his son because they're trying to wrongfully prosecute him, which I reminded John under his 4th Amendment right that his actions still to this day, because he has the right to protect himself from illegal prosecution, which they're trying to do to this day, that is Elijah still not committed any crime. So you better drop your fucking charges. You don't have anything against him. And reminded John today that the additional 133 hours, and reminded that John that I called him at month 5, 17, 33, and again at month 42. And before the SWAT raid, I called John. So he's totally involved in this case. During the federal case, John will be called in as witness, the attorney in this case. You better stand the fuck down. Get hold of fucking Vandenberg. Get a hold of Paul Charis, because I'm getting you, Paul Charis, too. Are you in here? Because they called you, and then you called my attorney. Paul Charis, I'm going after you, Paul Charis. You've had plenty of time. When Paul Palmer didn't call in, it took a half an hour to get him. That's inadequate counsel. He didn't even show up. And then when he didn't show up, you called him after half an hour, and he said that he had forgotten to call, and he had forgotten that he quit months ago. Inadequate counsel. 5th Amendment violation. Paul Charis, you have a lawsuit against you now. because you knew that's inadequate counsel. That's a violation of my Fifth Amendment. So I will come after you, civil lawsuit for violating my Fifth Amendment. You bring my attorney over there and you make him drive 5 hours tomorrow there and 5 hours back. It's $500 an hour. 4 or 5 hours. That's, I don't know, about $5,000, $6,000 just to have my attorney to drive over there. That it's going to pay me. So if you make my attorney drive over there, I'm not going to be nice to you. I'm not going to do anything illegal. I'm going to use the suit of civil suit, which call John and ask him if he agrees I have civil lawsuit against attempted murder. Yeah, you can't hit me in the face with a grenade. That's way beyond excessive force. That's cruel and unusual punishment. How about kidnapping? Yeah, you like to see a kidnapping? Look at the video here on the playlist and look at the SWAT raid. They kidnapped my daughter that day without a probable cause. Did not show that. Signed indictment by a judge, jury by a warrant. No warrant, no warrant for arrest. And it costed her body and threw her in jail after grenading her. They should have brought her to the emergency room. Instead, they threw her in the county jail. That's a kidnapping. It's 25 years to kidnap somebody if convicted. And with a gun, it's a life sentence. So I'm going to make sure that anybody in this case that was involved on the SWAT warrant, Paul Charez, time to drop this shit. You better get a hold of John tonight. I want to get a fucking call tonight. I don't even want to get up in the morning and have to drive my ass down there, because if you make me drive down there, which is a couple hours, and my attorney, why the fuck wouldn't I sue the fuck out of you, Paul Charez? You're just some little fucking new guy. You're the FNG, motherfucker. You're the fucking new guy is all you are. You're the new guy. You don't even know anything about the case. Have you ever opened up the case, Paul Charez, and seen the SWAT raid? Seen them hit me in the side of the fucking face with a grenade? That's attempted murder. At the minimum, excessive force. How about grenading my son and daughter? Let's show some evidence. Oh, 2 flash grenade. You can't grenade somebody that you don't have a warrant for. There's no justification for that. There's no justification for hitting me in the face with a grenade either. These are massive lawsuits against you. Paul Charez, I've been trying to tell you this. I tried to have a meeting with you with Paul Palmer, remember? That's why I'm going to place lawsuit against you, Paul Charez, because I tried to have a personal meeting to sit down with you, as I did Ted Martin. You didn't want to talk to me about these grenade pins or the 5 tear gas. I want cruel and unusual punishment to my animal cruelty. I was pleading the police that I would come out and told them, which I did not have hands in the air, didn't resist, even told them. They just kept lobbing 5 of these inside of this 10 by or 8 by 40 with the, it filled up with 1. You just kept lobbing them in here. That's animal cruelty. My dogs have fucking dog hearing. You hit me in the ear with it. Imagine that's probably about what it sounded like to the fucking dogs. You can't hit me in the face with a grenade. I didn't have a weapon and you were watching me. Fuck you, pigs. You were watching me. It says it in your discovery. It says it in your discovery. So these grenade pins are $1 million grenade pins. You better stand down, Paul Charez, District Attorney, Lake County Sheriff's Office. You better get a hold of OSP tonight and tell them they better get their fucking ass in the gear, because I'm coming for a lawsuit against them. They're going to be the ones who threw this grenade at my daughter and son. Who shot my son? Remember? Brrr, with his hands in the air. Who shot my son? So I want to know which officer hit me with which grenade. Guarantee this is a different officer found in a different location of the yard, by the motorhome where my son and daughter were, where you blew the fucking windshield out and broke the window and chucked the fucking grenade where they were sleeping. That's cruel and unusual punishment. That's battery and assault, excessive force. You're going to jail there, OSP. But we ain't made no mention to OSP. Get a hold of OSP there, Paul Charez. Get a hold of Ted Martin, because he better get the fucking attorney. Get a hold of fucking Michael Taylor. He better get an attorney. Because I had contacted these people ever before any of this ever happened. Get a hold of Lily Frank, too, the probation officer of Elijah Werner. Tell her she better get her fucking ass in gear, because none of this would ever happen if she would have kept Tony Karsten, the rapist, away from my son. As I told her, this man's buying my son cigarettes. Get him away from my son. Come to find out, he got a 17-year-old, a 19-year-old, a 19, and a 20. They all got charged. All the kids, minors. Well, one was a minor child, but the rapist never fucking got convicted. Interesting in that. Yeah, it's a rinse and repeat recycle thing they do out here. They have a contract on Tony Karsten. Would you like to talk about Tony Karsten, Paul Charez, Ted Martin, Michael Taylor, Lily Frank, Cresher Brunsman, Richard Greer, the head of probation, Lake County? How about Cresher Brunsman? The head of see, I was involved in this from the beginning. You forgot I was there at the time of my son's arrest. You'll find and found my phone pinged at his house. Yep, off of Milliken. Remember? Won't give you the exact street. My phone was there. Remember? So I've been there since the time of his arrest 6 years ago. So you're going to owe me for the hundreds of thousands of dollars that I have invested in this case. Remember, I had to hire an attorney, John Caligo, the same one that's representing me right now. Ryan Solberg is going to prison. This caseworker, probation officer, my son, not on parole, he's on probation, allowed Elijah to get off probation at 17 months. If I had $47,000, I called John, confirmed that. He called his probation officer. He said, yes, as long as he paid his probation. My son could have got off probation at 17 months if I had just had $47,000. None of this would ever happen. See, that's why you're all going to prison. That's why I feel confident to point at Judge Mandelberg that day and said, you're all going to prison. Okay? So, by the way, that spoon is the grenade, is not the pin. Spoon keeps the spring from detonating. You're going to tell a fucking veteran and a prior special weapons and tactics about a fucking flash concussion grenade. Good job there, Ricky. Fuck off, you idiot. Don't know what you're talking about. Have you ever been a special weapons and tactics trained? You know, they brought that evidence against me. You know, I asked them to bring the fucking special weapons and tactics vehicle during the COVID to protect our businesses. Are they pissed about that? Is that what you're pissed about? That I protested Michael Taylor during the COVID? Bring that shit up too. I ain't afraid to run from nothing. So Ricky, shut the fuck up, man. This is a concussion hand grenade pulled by a pin. Flash, concuss, grenade. A spoon of a grenade, not a pin. Fuck off. Spoon, pin, it's not like fucking, of course it's a fucking spoon. Who gives a fuck? You can sit there and split hairs? How about my fucking daughter and son? Were you a veteran or something? Were you special weapons and tactics trained? Tell me where you did your training at. Were you CLEAT certified, Council Law Enforcement Education and Training? Were you certified through law enforcement? Do you have any training in the military? You gonna fucking speak up there, buddy? I'm trying to get the goddamn fucking district attorney to even look at one of these. So you're gonna speak up, spoon, pin, fuck off, man. You gonna split hairs. How about a fucking missing raped daughter? Would you like to speak up, or are you gonna talk about the spoon? You know, kind of that same thing. Oh, you're not military because you didn't fucking, fuck off. Obviously, a pin is a grenade for a fucking frag, and this is a spoon. But I'm fucking trying to speak to the common man. Apparently, you want to split fucking hairs. Would you like to, you know the location of Adriana Massey or Elijah John Werner right now? Okay, well, so what the fuck is your problem then? Why don't you fucking speak up, soldier, about my fucking rights being violated? When you take a note to the Constitution, your Echo Tango Sierra does not fucking lag 11 Bravo, 95 fucking Bravo. Yeah. Eddie's! Don't confuse your rank. I don't care what the fuck you rank with my authority. Remember 95 Bravo? Yeah, you better still be locked up, soldier. Remember what the fuck you did for this country. Are you calling out the abomination that we do in 1,000+ military bases, right? In all 180 countries, you're just one of these proud veterans that are going to let fucking veterans like me get their rights violated and not even give a fuck, going to call out a spoon and a fucking pin. A magazine. We've had that in Discovery before. A magazine. Or a clip. Fuck you, Bravo. Leg. Tell me something about this country. Tell me something about the Constitutional Republic. Because I'll always take a pause. Because the most abomination thing that's going on is the rights being violated of these fucking Americans. So speak up, soldier. Come on, hurry up there, Ricky. You're fucking slow-ass soldier. You fucking ate up. I'll take pause for this. You know, Echo Tango Sierra, tell me what your first fucking general order is there, Ricky. Tell everybody what your first general order is. You're a slow-ass soldier. You know that? You're 16 up. You're twice as 8 up as the rest of these fucking soldiers that come in here. Come on, Ricky, hurry the fuck up. You're a fucking slow-ass fucking leg. You know that? 11 Bravo leg. So, Come on, what's your first general order that you took as a fucking 11 Bravo? That means you're an Army soldier like me. Hello, motherfucker 95 Bravo. Shut up. I was just talking to the DA a second ago. Fuck off. I'm talking to soldier now. You can eat a dick. Get out of here, Thomas. I want to hear your dumb ass. Leave. Move on. I was already talking to the DA. Seriously. Go to your pole worship, this fucking phallic Washington Monument, the same ones as in front of the Vatican. Cock worship. Cock-a-doodle-doo. It's time for you to go. Hello. So they're listening. The cops are listening right now. They're in here. So speak the fuck up, soldier. When I take an oath to the Constitution, I don't stop defending the right of the fucking people because my tour of service ends. Doesn't matter if it says honorable discharge. What's your first general order, soldier? Get the fuck out of here, you leg. Motherfucker, slow as shit. That's why they 11 Bravo. See, I guarantee he didn't have a very big, you might want to check his fucking ASFAB score. So I don't think it's stolen valor. They're just Bravo. There's a leg. I'm trying to tell you. They're like, it's like a Marine. Semper Fi. Who's going to join the Marines? I'm going to put my head in the jar. So Ricky, eat a dick. You too, man. Get out of here with your phallic. Go support your Washington Monument and give all your pride to a fucking flag. I shit on flags. Stick an oath to the right of the fucking people. The first general orders: do not quit your post until properly relieved, soldier. Have you forgotten your general orders? That was the first one you took, so I'm not going to quit my post until I find another one to properly relieve me. And if I die here on the battlefield, I hope that Father will bless me and reincarnate me as a soldier so I can live to fight again, using my First Amendment right, not weapons. Redressing grievances. Ricky's an 8-up soldier, 16 up. I told you he's twice as 8 up as the rest of these soldiers that come in here. Don't come back here again, Ricky. You're a slow-ass leg. You can't even lead follow or get the fuck out of my way, and you can't even answer. So what the hell's wrong with you, soldier? Okay, goodbye, cool is what he says. Goodbye, Ricky. Get Ricky out of here. See you later. So, okay, anyways, District Attorney Paul Charez, see? When I take an oath to the right of the Constitution, I don't stop defending the fucking right of the people. I have a First Amendment right to address grievances. Okay? That's what I do with soldiers that have forgotten their first general order. I don't quit my fucking job just because it says honorable discharge, right? So that doesn't stop me serving the Constitution. So thank you, Father, for the right of the First Amendment, the right to redress grievances. Congress shall establish no law prohibiting the exercise of free speech, of the press, citizen journalists, of religion, the right to peacefully assemble, redress grievances. This is your First Amendment right. Form well-regulated militias, First Amendment right, peacefully assemble, first ballots, heavily armed, then bullets. See, redress grievances, ballots, then bullets. I'm not calling for bullets. They brought bullets and shot my son with his hands in the fucking air. How'd you like to explain that, District Attorney Paul Charez? Ted Martin, that's going to come out. How would you like to explain that you signed a when all I did was tell my son, no, don't stop the car, when you could have came to this house, any one of these police officers, Sam Birch, who was watching me to give all the discovery about Tom, Dawn, Morgan, the 2 females, and then my son going with his wife she's working 5 days a week and then works 2 days with him to he's getting this all done, now working 7 days a week to make sure her husband doesn't get thrown in prison. And then you throw her in fucking jail without a warrant. That's a big, big fucking no-no. That's called a kidnapping. And instead of taking her to the local emergency room, you took her and threw her in the fucking county. Oh, I'm fucking waiting for one of these pigs to open up their fucking mouth because they called my attorney, my paid attorney, not Paul Palmer, not student witness. That's a Sixth Amendment violation. You can't prove. You have to produce. You have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. When you can't even produce a critical witness, your case is a fucking wash before it even goes to trial. And if you try me, it's a mistrial. So go ahead, take me to trial tomorrow. I already told you that once already. Remember? You take me to fucking trial without Ryan Solberg, Officer Black, right? Sheriff Dumar. Remember that what I said in open court to Pat Wilkie? And you backpedaled, didn't you? That judge, oh, no, you're going to court in 6 days. But he backpedaled real quick, told me he didn't know what the fuck I was talking about, huh? I told him my son was murdered in his county. and my daughter, right? But then he told me to stop talking, and he was going to throw me in jail if I didn't stop talking about that because he knew nothing about that. Put Pat Wilkie on a fucking lie detector or a polygraph, and he'll fail it. I guarantee you, Dave Vanderberg called him and said, you come out here and take care of this guy at my pretrial. And then he said I had to represent myself, which is a violation of my Fifth Amendment. Pat Wilkie going to prison with Dave Vanderberg. Conspiracy. You two conspired, and then you, Dave Vanderberg, allowed that phone call. Yep, I bet you if they put Dave Vanderberg on a polygraph, do a federal fucking indictment of him, they'll prove that he called Pat Wilkie and tried to have Pat Wilkie come out here and silence my ass. Pat Wilkie tried to throw me in front of a fucking in front of a trial in 6 days without any evidence, once again, without my witness, violating my Sixth Amendment, and then said I had to represent myself, violating my Fifth Amendment. My adequate counsel. I have the right to adequate counsel. So he said I didn't know what I was talking about and said, no, on a speedy trial, you're going to speedy trial. Then my attorney contacts me telling me that you fucking Paul Charis want to delay this until January. Wait a minute. You were going to throw me in front of a fucking trial in 6 days. And now you're going to fucking delay this shit till January. Fuck you. You have no case. You have no case, Paul Charis. You better get a hold of you. Make John drive over here. That's all coming out of your fucking whatever. You know, this don't fucking scare me. So what? They gonna throw me in jail, kill me, fucking martyr me or something? All I did is use my mouth. They brought grenades, hand fucking grenades, and hit me in the face, shot my son, grenaded my daughter, grenaded my fucking animals, battered me and my son and my daughter, kidnapped my daughter. And it's been 552 fucking days that they've gotten away with this. So I'm not going to I'm just going to sit there when I get a call from my attorney today saying that fucking the cops are in here right fucking now watching this channel, calling the district attorney saying, hey, your client's on there griping saying you're not doing your job. You fucking little bitches, fucking pigs. The fuck is wrong with you? You can't be going and looking for my son dead, body, murdered, Marshall, Mount Creek, but you're going to get here on YouTube once again. You're going to bring YouTube discovery against me, but you won't look at the 258 hours that I have against you. How about the hundreds of calls that I had that were made in those 258 hours in 17 days to both Lake, Lane County, calling Cresha Brunsman, Richard Greer, right? Lily Frank, Lake County Sheriff's Office saying, stand down, do not SWAT raid this man. And I knew it. I knew as soon as I seen them state troopers drive on my property, not on the easement road, that's a literal, I could have protected myself. And if I would have, Marshall Redden had said he had never talked to Adriana or my son, that he was making his call go to voicemail. Then I found my daughter's car there. Then I called Josephine County to report that I think this man had kidnapped and was taking my son and daughter and either had murdered them or holding them hostage. And that's what I reported. And see, all these people are guilty. And even if they try to convict me tomorrow, I have the right to federal appellate court. And today, John, you're going to put me on the witness stand. And he said, we don't need to. You put me on the witness stand, John. You think I'm not going to talk about the 180 hours? That's the reason why I didn't let my son get pulled over. I didn't want him to get raped. Be thrown in a rape case, John. He did all his probation. I called your office, John. Remember at month 5, 17, 30, right? 3, 42. John, you were part of this case. Yeah, I told that to my attorney today. So if I'm not afraid to say this, I ain't afraid to fucking point you out right now. Whoever you are, you cop in this room that's reporting to Paul Charis, you better report to him, because if you make my attorney at $500 an hour drive out here to Lake County, I will be placing lawsuit if you do not drop Elijah's charges and the current warrant against him, all of it, and wash this case. I will be suing Lake County, period. I am going to sue the state police irregardless. So it's all been filmed. Yes, I have the discovery. It's on the playlist. So you're going to have to go back. When you say YouTube again, that's my final straw. I'm done. When I heard YouTube today, I'm like, that's it, Father. Dude, I didn't hear that. They're on YouTube, Tracy, saying that you're bitching that I'm not doing my job. The cops are watching you right now, just so you know. They're in here. Lake County Sheriff's Office. It's not the state police. They're probably in here too, but it's Lake County fucking pigs. So which one of you pigs, Sam Birch, Lance Brown, or is it you, you fat fucking Josh Buzzle? You fucking tyrant. I'm going to get you too for your fucking retaliation charges. I'm going to make sure you serve extra time because you went and you filed retaliation charges, which I can prove against you because you're just pissed off because I audited you for pulling me over again when you had already seen my fucking driver's license and proof of insurance on that vehicle. You're just harassing me. So I can prove not only you harassing me, but you turn around and filing fucking retaliation and menacing charges against you when you were the one that's actually doing it to me. Was it your fucking vehicle? Trackers on you, dumb fucking Lake County Police Department. You drove right back there and I filmed your dumb asses. And then I pulled the discovery. Don't you remember I'm a traffic crash, not accident, not by accident reconstructionist. I pulled the goddamn forensic. I know it's your vehicles. And then you drove right back like an arsonist to the scene of a fucking crime. So I could take a double, right? How far it was from your push bar to the tire, the OD, the ID, inside, outside dimension, not a diameter, but I got your fucking asses and your tire print too. You dumb fucking cops, you're going to drive right back to the scene of a crime. That's how stupid Lake County fucking Sheriff's Office is. Brothers, sisters, this is the most corrupt county in the whole fucking state of Oregon. It is. It's the poorest county, so they extort fucking people out here. And I've been a pain in their ass. So what? I haven't done anything illegal. I have the right to redress grievances. These cops are dirty as fuck out here. Look up Christmas Valley. They're known for it, brothers, sisters. The county's known for it. I knew that before I moved out here. It's not like I'm fucking doing something new, but nobody has enough balls to stand up to these people. Just like they try to offer me a fucking plea agreement after fucking SWAT raiding my house, this ministry, when they could have just come here and talked to me, grenading my daughter without a fucking warrant, kidnapping her and assaulting her. Instead, they just choose to fucking SWAT raid the house. Their ass is in a sling because they were recording the whole thing. Just like I just got a call saying YouTube arrested last time by Josh Bezel. So I'm not mad. I'm passionate. I can't even report, as I told to my attorney today. John, you told me, because I've already reported it to the county, Josephine, that they won't take a report to report it to the state police. They told me they can't. They don't have any jurisdiction. They're the ones who shot him with his place and hit me in the face and shoot my son, but they don't have fucking jurisdiction to take a fucking report for my son. Oregon State Police needs to be federally put under investigation why they would do something of such the sort. My attorney, my counsel said if they won't take a report, we need somebody looking for their body. John Elijah, no, don't stop the car. Yeah, I know that because I didn't want to get thrown in a fucking cage. They could have come here for weeks. They were watching and they choose not to do that. So it wasn't any different to me. It isn't. I still have the right of affirmative defense to protect him from illegal prosecution. He has that right under the Fourth Amendment himself, as I explained. And if you're listening to me right now, you better fucking hear me out. I know what I'm talking about. Affirmative defense is a Fourth Amendment right to protect yourself as you were trying to illegally prosecute my son. Not only did he do the hours here in Lake County, which he couldn't have left the county, he did another 133. You owe him a lot of fucking money because you extorted him. Well, Lane County did, but see, it was you who arrested to put the arrest warrant out for him. And I told you to stand the fuck down, as I told Cressel Brunsman. Are you serious? He already did this. Just call them. He couldn't have left into your county without completing the hours. That's why there was no, as I explained to John, there was no action plan at 6 months saying he needed additional hours. He could have got off probation at 17 months. This is all over a fucking miscalculation. Something's, a computer fucking error. No, they're fucking with Elijah to get to me. And I'm tired of it. So I'm going to keep standing up for my son. As I told my attorney today, I don't care if they convict me, John. I'm going to file an appellate case. And the day that I get out, tomorrow, if this case gets dropped, I'm calling Josephine County right away. And I'm filing a missing persons report for my son and daughter because I want to know where the fuck they're at, John. This is why I'm doing this. Remember, I'm just a dad standing up for his son because they're trying to wrongfully convict him. So you think if they drop the case, I'm just going to stop? No, I got to figure out where my son and daughter are at, John. Until this case gets dropped, if I go to jail, that's just going to delay it, John. But it's not going to stop me. I'm still going to file the appellate case. I'm still going to win the civil case, and he told me that I would. He's not disagreeing with that. He makes it very clear that's a civil case. You've got that, but he's got the criminal case. So come on, Lake County, speak up, you fucking chicken shit fucking cops. Which one of you lame ass fucking tyrant fucking pigs who could be out there locating my son and daughter to bring them to fucking trial tomorrow, but instead you're here on my YouTube telling the district attorney that I'm saying that my attorney's not doing his job. You motherfuckers ain't got no case, do you? That's how fucking, what's what you're doing with the county's fucking money. You see how, brothers, sisters, we have no 911 in this county. We got more deputies. Federal government, I've asked you to come out and look at Lake County Sheriff's Office already. Before any of this happened, I've asked the feds to come out here and investigate. Yes. Oh, Sergeant Rourke. Do we need to say any more? His vehicle showing up at the airport and then hanging out at the two dealers that deal methamphetamines in this town. And I'm not afraid to say it. And I'm not the only one who sees it in a little town. Little birdies talk. Oh, he's not on the force anymore. He retired. I know why, huh? Caught on the job. Wasn't wrong. Stop fucking with me. Let's go over Angela. Let's take a look at the cleaning lady here that you falsely fucking had too. You too, Dave Vanderberg, for those warrants that for, a double jeopardy, a lady who paid for a car with a cleaning service. Then you issued a warrant for her arrest saying that she didn't pay for it for the lady pushing charges. Then the lady said, okay, well, if you'll pay for it, I'll drop the charges. She went ahead and paid for it, then asked for her fucking car because she paid for it twice. And the lady said, nope, you can't have it. We donated it to the police department, and the police department donated it to the fire department, and they cut it in fucking pieces, and that lady paid for that car 2 fucking times. That's double jeopardy. That lady paid for that car dealing with Angela, so let's get Sergeant Rourke back off fucking retirement and find out why his car was always at the meth fucking dealers, picking the shit up at the fucking Christmas Valley Airport. Lake County Sheriff's Office. Oh, shh. You don't think I'm the only one in this town that knows that? Come on, guys. You think I'm afraid of this? Fuck this shit, man. I'm doing this for this fucking county. Who do you think brings the goddamn drugs into prisons? The prison guards. Who do you think brings drugs to this country? The fucking government. I know I worked as a fucking military police. I know. So I'm not hiding from shit. Drop your fucking case and I would have shut the fuck up a long time ago. But since you won't, I'm going to sue this county and I'm going to get feds out here. I'm going to file a fucking case against the feds too. Mark my words, because I'd already called the feds. The SWAT raid. I called the feds. I was saying that at the SWAT raid. That I called the federal government, Department of Justice, state and federal level, as well as Tina Kotek's office special investigation, since the state police came out here making my phone. Well, we can't do them because they can't police themselves. Yes, here's call this up. Nobody's ever called me. Not one single fucking phone call. Do you realize I have hundreds of phone calls? You never called me once. Until the day of the fucking SWAT raid? Never called me? Oh, wait, until I shouted out my number to you, right? To try to de-escalate the fucking situation as you kept lobbing fucking tear gas canisters, telling you that I had animals in here, and that I was going to come out as you were watching, and you had fucking literally drones over my house, wasting the taxpayers' dollars. I'm through with you. Fuck you. Tomorrow, this is it. Let's fucking do this shit. You think you're going to take me to trial without my son and daughter there? It's a mistrial. You don't have my witnesses. Elijah's a critical witness. He's the one I told to stop, right? Don't stop. If he's not there, how could you even prove you don't have a witness to call into discovery? He's my critical witness as well under my 6th Amendment, but you have to have them there for cross-examine my witness. And Adriana, but you dropped Adriana's charges back in September, so there is no criminal conspiracy charge tomorrow. That won't be a charge. They won't hear that, right? You're fucked. So which one of you cops are in here? I want to know. Have some fucking balls, because I'll look one of you in your eyes tomorrow, and it's probably you, Lance Brown. You chicken shit motherfucker. You better get a hold of the district attorney tonight. Because you got to be there in the morning. You are going to be the one there on the vehicle. Is it you, Lance Brown? You didn't even get out of your vehicle and say a fucking thing. Remember? You didn't look into Marshall Radonich. That's why I got you I'm going to federally fucking indict your ass too there. Lance Brown, tomorrow you better, I'll look in your eye. I'll know if you're the one in here reporting back. I'll look you in your eye. I'll know if you're the one. I'll have a pretty strong intuition, so I think it's you, because you are the one who actually has to be there tomorrow. So I'm thinking it's you. I think you probably should get a hold of Paul Charis going, yeah, he ain't fucking around, is he? No, I told you I'm not fucking around. I already told you guys to drop this shit. See, you're holding me 14 months later on something that my daughter's charges were dropped. Therefore, you can't have conspiracy charges against me because you're fucked. Yes, Dave Vandenberg, you should have dropped those fucking charges against me for, right, as I told you, the no contact order, because then they would have went and looked for Elijah that day when Josephine County said they knew he was in that county, and they would have went and looked for him. But Dave Vandenberg didn't drop that. See, that's a big fucking no-no. You've been holding me on false charges because you dropped the conspiracy charges. You've not had that against me since September, but you've been holding that charge against me. And I called in May, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, and May later, and you were still holding those charges. And they said they weren't going to go there and look for my rape daughter because of the no contact order that Dave Vandenberg should have already dropped. You guys are fucked. See, when this even goes to appellate court, you can't run from this. That's what you think. You're going to sweep me under the rug. That's why Pat Wolke came out here and said, you're going to trial in 6 days if you want a speedy trial. So that's just the way it's going to work, brothers and sisters. I'm not going to back down. I got a call from my attorney today. You know what I'm saying? Today saying that YouTube. So which one of you fucking lazy pigs in here are you? Speak up. Speak up, you lazy pigs. As you can see, I'm not reading the chat tonight. I'm waiting to see this fucking Lake County Sheriff's Office. Seriously, which one of you pigs are in here? You reported to my attorney through the district attorney today that you're in here watching this and that I am bitching that my attorney is not doing his job. So which one of you fucking 36 of you are in here? Which one of you are in here? Which one of you, because I know you got to be watching up to the trial. You guys are got to be fucking sweating bullets by now. Checkmate, bitch. I don't even want to drive there tomorrow. If you make me drive tomorrow, it's just going to make your fucking problem even worse. It's like trying to run from your fucking problems. I don't have anything to run from. I never ran. Remember, I kept my son here. If I had something to fucking run from, maybe I would have taken it. Remember, Marshall Radin said, I'll hide your son in the gold mines. And that's where I think who killed my son. But you won't even look into that, will you, Lance Brown? Lance Brown, it's you. You are the one who reported to Paul Charis because you have to be there tomorrow. So go ahead now and make your phone call now, you fucking lazy fucking pig. So come on, speak up. Speak up. You better drop Elijah's charges too, because remember, you're going to be involved in that. I said that Marshall Radonich killed my son, possibly over this gold and silver, at my arrest, which is on the playlist. When you arrested me, Lance Brown, when you arrested me, right? When you arrested me for fucking the legal fucking charges from the retaliation charges, irregardless, I reported to you Marshall Radonich. If you're watching, you can go on the playlist and watch. There's 2 videos. One of them was when they arrested me, and I'm saying Mount Creek, Marshall Radonich, Lance Brown, you're fucked. See, this is why the indictment against you is going to be because you're a part of this. You should have went and investigated where my son was at. Instead, you're here on YouTube days before my fucking trial. Instead of looking for my son, producing the witness at your fucking case. Instead, you're here on YouTube trying to get my attorney to quit at the last second, going, oh, your client's online bitching that you're not doing his job, thinking my attorney's going to quit. You fucking weak-ass fucking pigs. So speak up. There's 39. There's a pig in this fucking chat right now, brothers and sisters. It's Lake County Sheriff's Office. It's either Josh Fat fucking Pig Bezel, Headlight Bezel, who filed these retaliation charges, Sam fucking Birch, who's a fucking tyrant, who's going to go to prison too, because he's the one who said he was watching this the whole time. It didn't do anything about the, 258 hours, or it's Lance Brown, you fucking little fucking baby pig. Speak up right now. Come on, have some balls, dude. Do you care about this community? See, I'm just a dude that cares about it. I'm just calling you out because you're a fucking tyrant. You try to fucking get my attorney to fucking quit? It didn't work. I'll be talking to him in the morning, and if I show up and look you in the fucking eyes, I'm going to know if it's you. You could be out looking for my son and daughter, and this is what you're doing with your time, reporting back to the district attorney that I'm complaining that my attorney's not doing his job. I'm complaining that you motherfuckers ain't done shit. I said my attorney's got it licked. He's going to beat your fucking Paul Charis' ass in court because you don't have evidence against me. That's why he doesn't say to me, he doesn't need to call them. But regardless, he should have them either way. If he chooses to have them testify or not, the state has the burden of proof upon, which means they have to have him there. Elijah needs to be there. He's the one I told Elijah, don't stop. If they can't have him there to cross-examine co-defendant, he's a co-defendant. He is in my discovery. If they don't have him, like I said, Dave Vanderberg could fucking right now, I don't know why I'm not getting a call, under manifest necessity, drop this whole case. There's two ways for them to back out of this case, brothers, sisters. And it's through either is Paul Charez filing a motion to dismiss all charges, including Elijah's and the warrant, all of them. I'm not just going to settle for mine. Fuck no. Let's take it to the box, bitch. Because when I'm done, then I'm going to go after all these people under civil lawsuit, not through vengeance, through civil lawsuit. So I'm backing you all in a corner now. Which one of you fucking lazy pigs has not even the balls to open up your mouth? But you can call the district attorney, because first my attorney said it was the district attorney that called him, right? But then he said, well, no further copy. He said, well, the cops called the district attorney and said that they were watching. So which one of you fucking pigs are in here right now watching? It's you, Lance Brown. I know it's you. You got to be there in the morning. It wouldn't be any other one. It makes no sense. I'm a prior law enforcement officer. I got you by fucking goddamn reasonable investigation. Anybody else disagree? Won't be fucking fat ass fucking pig fucking broke my goddamn headlight out of my fucking, during the SWAT raid, came out here and busted that headlight out and brought it on to the fucking inside the property where that truck hadn't been. So I know that somebody took it out. Nothing wrong with that headlight. Ripped it out, brought it in, and then you fucking file your false charge. That ain't him. Doesn't have to be in court tomorrow. Sam Birch, he should be, because he's the one who started this whole fucking thing. He's on the discovery. But Lance Brown has to be there tomorrow because he's the cop that supposedly felony pursuit when Elijah didn't speed. He didn't fucking whatever bullshit. Let's fucking go ahead. He didn't speed. We'd pass one fucking car and nobody was put in danger. There was no fucking victim. Bullshit. Anyways, it's Lance Brown. It's fucking Lance Brown. He's reporting to this attorney and he has no balls right now to I know he's in here. He's got to be. If he's in here watching, I know he would even go in after fucking hours. So I'm watching you, Lance Brown, you piece of shit fucking cop. Do you realize you're fucked? You're fucked, man. Marshall Radonich, Mount Creek. Just remember that when you didn't go investigate, but when we fucking ping your phone and find out in the federal investigation which cop it was, because I'll call for discovery, was they called John and said that which cop said YouTube, because all the YouTube is evidence is going to be brought into discovery, to include the 258 hours prior where you could have de-escalated the situation and not brought a SWAT fucking warrant out here. Yeah, a SWAT team. No, that was totally unnecessary, because now you owe Elijah for the 103 hours and every fucking day that you had him in jail since then, along with all this time, because it's been 552 days that this man has had to look over his shoulder when he shouldn't have to be look over his shoulder. He should be taking care of in what he wants to do in his life, because you fucking took so much time with the 133 additional hours that you made him do after he did the 180 hours to begin with. It was the terms of his release. I can prove that if they look at the fucking evidence. That's why I told John today, you think that the 180 hours ain't going to come up, John, but you put me on the goddamn witness stand. Why did you not let your son stop the car? Well, because he'd already done his 180 hours, plus he did another 133. And they had already threw him in jail once. He still had 3 months left on his probation, and they said, fuck it, we're just going to throw you in prison. And I'm not going to allow that to happen. So what? So fuck, would it throw me in? So I'm a bad dad. Because I said, you're not going to arrest my son. You need to look at the goddamn hours and look at the people that he did all his probation. It's not like he just did it once, but he did it 2 times. You already threw him in jail once. You're not going to throw him in jail again. I'll put my goddamn foot down. I told Crusher Brunsman, if you fucking issue a warrant for his arrest, I will arrest his body. I won't let you arrest him for his fucking asshole, for his well-being. So he'll get ass fucked or face fucked. Eat cock meat sandwiches. See, I have the right to protect my son, as well as he has the right to protect himself from illegal prosecution. He'd already done his probation twice. Not like he just did it once. I can prove that. They don't want to look at it. They never have, still to this day, ain't even going to be brought up in court. Bullshit. Put me on the goddamn witness stand. You think I ain't going to say something about that? That's why I told John. He told me we don't need to put you on the witness stand. You can if you want, but I said, John, you better get this fucking case dropped. You think I'm going to go on the witness stand, not bring this up to the fucking jury and them not hear this? And I get my fucking time on the fucking stand. So I'm not going to not go up there and take me to trial and not go on the fucking witness stand. Bull fucking shit. You better believe I'm going to go up there and have my fucking moment up there. Talk about, why is my son not here? How can you have my daughter's charges drop, but you've been holding me for 14 months on the same exact charges? You guys are fucked. So speak up. Which one of you lazy pigs? You fucking lazy pigs better speak up. I don't care who it is. Speak up. Fucking you guys are bullshit. Lake County Sheriff's Office is a criminal fucking office. We lost our 911, and now we got more deputies. There's my proof that this got to be the most corrupt fucking police department, probably in all the fucking United States. We don't have a 911. We lost our 911. But we got more deputies. How the fuck is that possible? Bullshit, man. It's extortion out here. These fucking people are just run roughshod on the people out here. Whoever they want. And most of you guys under every year, after year, after year, after year, 98.5% of cases in America, doesn't matter which state is in, take a plea agreement. Yeah, only 1.5% of cases render a verdict by jury. It's not the norm. Their norm is to sweep people through, charge over like they did with me, to try to scare me. Fuck you, I ain't a scare. Tomorrow, they're going to try to throw me in prison, and if they do, I'll still fight them. Even if they wrongfully, because I have the right of I have the right of appeal. Look at the overturn rate in federal appeal case, like 90+% of cases, because in most cases, they don't get looked at on the first time. Shit like this, it's already a change of venue. I can't get a fair trial in this fucking county. I've already proven that. I've done video after video of it, showing that it's not just jury bias, it's judge bias. David Vanderberg is an absolute fucking criminal. And I'm not afraid to say that to his face, and I already have to him, and said, you're going to prison, and pointed right at his face and said, you're going to prison. Because what he fucking did to allow co-counsel in his own fucking courtroom for Dan Spencer to represent me proves how fucking crooked Dave Vanderberg is. Isn't that sickening? No fucking 911 because these fucking criminal cops out here. We got more fucking deputies, but we lost our 911. This is a fucking scam, dude. This county is so fucking, they bring more rapists, murderers, and pedophiles are released in Lake County, Oregon than all the state. And that's not uncommon. That happens in many counties. I pointed that out here. That's how my son got involved with Tony Karsten. But they don't want to bring that up either. The rapist that they let run free in this county while my son was locked in fucking jail for almost a year. And the rapist ran fucking free, doing whatever he wanted. 4 fucking teenagers, a minor fucking child, all got convictions, but the rapist never was convicted. What the fuck is up with that, Paul Charles? You better hold of Ted Martin, figure out that shit. Because when the feds get a hold of this case and look at the bigger fucking picture, if you convict me tomorrow, even wrongfully conviction, I'll file a fucking pellet case. You're fucked. Checkmate, motherfuckers. I got you checkmated in every fucking way. You cannot have Dan Spencer representing me. You better let this guy out. He's a veteran. He doesn't have any criminal record. He's paid taxes in this county. My property's all run over, all the fucking housing and kennels, the animals fucking going with doors left open. Dan Spencer's telling me, you got to let him out. You got to let him out. They didn't give a fuck. Dan Spencer represented me like 3-4 fucking times. You cannot, each defendant gets a different attorney. They're just so used to sweeping this shit under the rug that they get away with shit like this. They can't get away with co-counsel. I told this to fucking my attorney, so you know, Paul Charez, Lance Brown. He's totally aware of this. We got a hold of Dan Spencer too, because remember his investigator. How come I can't remember his investigator's name? John Mogul. Elijah's that. This is the investigator from my son. They won't talk to me. Okay, whatever. Dan Spencer represented me multiple times in open court. He even said he was going to get me another attorney, represented me, and okay, I'll work to get him another. He was in my behalf legally. You cannot do that. Each defendant gets a different attorney. That's straight out the gate. And then they keep me in court a whole extra week. Dan Spencer pulls off a whole case representing me, going, you better let him go, because even Klamath County, the prior county, the border counties, letting everybody out in a week. There's nobody in the state that's keeping anybody more than a week. You got to let them out. You're going to ruin this with this. You know, I think there was something in court that was in, I can't remember what it was, under some, I'm not sure what it was, but he's like, either way, you're violating his rights. You got to let him out. He doesn't have a conviction. You know, he's not a flight risk. You got to let him out. So he put on this big case for me. He's representing me. Irregardless if he did his job or not, he told that fucking, you know, the district attorney at the time, Ted Martin and Dave Vandenberg, let him out. So he's representing me multiple times. It said, if you don't let him out, you're going to ruin the whole case. This is Dan Spencer representing me in open court, also who represented my son's attorney. You cannot do that. That's called co-counsel. Each defendant gets a different attorney, appointed counsel. You cannot, that's a violation straight out the gate. So who is in here, you fucking lazy pigs? Speak up, you fucking pigs. I want to know. I've got you motherfuckers checkmated in every way, shape, or form. You kept me in jail a whole extra week. Even Dan Spencer's Ted let him out, and you still chose to keep me in jail a whole extra week, which violated my rights. You should have never kept me in jail. You couldn't provide me an attorney. Therefore, you had to let me out because you couldn't provide me a fucking counsel. So you had him represent me. You can't do that. You could do it if most people don't know that, brothers, sisters. They just kind of, oh shit, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to go to jail. Oh my God, they're going to fucking charge. Fuck you, you pigs. You can't fucking do that. Dave Vandenberg, you let that happen in your court. That's why you're going to fucking prison. You fucking allowed that in open court, in your courtroom, Dave Vandenberg. You allowed that in your courtroom. That's why you have so many fucking charges. You see, you can't forget that, huh? The judge allowed that in the courtroom under Ted Martin. They're both conspiring against me to get me in there an extra week and let Elijah's attorney represent me. And I'm almost 99% certain that Dan Spencer represented Adriana Massey. That would be 3 defendants. All defendants in this case were represented, and now they can't even bring the defendants to trial because they're dead, possibly. Oh, and I can't report a murder or missing, remember? They won't take a report. They said, I'm going to throw you in jail. You're fucked. Every way in this case, you're fucked. There's no way around this. So I don't know which lazy-ass fucking cop is in here, but you're the fucking laziest goddamn police department in all the nation. You're most corrupt. You took our 911 away out here. There's a lot of seniors out here, and I know obviously they have fucking Lifeline out here, but just the, you know, any emergency cut, oh, no 911, but fucking we got more deputies. You fuckers are tyrants anyways. We don't need more cops out here. We need the feds out here to get rid of and just start with the top with Dave Vandenberg and start all the fuck over and get some real cops out here. Because as far as I know, I ain't seen a fucking cop out here look for my son or fucking daughter. Nobody cares. Nobody's contacted me about this case. So as far as I'm concerned, there's not one good cop in Lake County, to include the current Daryl. I think his name is Daryl. Are you in here, Daryl? Is that your name, Daryl? Daryl, like motherfucker, you ain't never called me either. Michael Taylor, the prior, the elected sheriff, never once called me. I asked to meet with fucking Paul Charez, by the way. I've asked to meet with this district attorney, and he denied me. So you're fucked. You never even tried to fucking have any kind of discovery with me at all with the attorney. Remember, that was with Paul Palmer. I tried to have a meeting with you, Paul Charez, and you denied me to have a meeting with you. Why couldn't I meet with you with my attorney? With him counseling me. Instead, you ran for me. You're a fucking little bitch. Paul Charez, if you're in here watching, fucking call my attorney. Oh, your client's online bitching that you're not doing your job. Is that what you think? He was going to fucking quit? That's how fucking weak your case is. Speak up, you lazy fucking pigs. I want to know which one it is. Is it you, Lance Brown? They're in here, brothers and sisters. They said they are, and I've been trying to tell you that they are. I'm going to do this for fucking until they speak up. Or I'm going to fucking court in the morning. I ain't letting up on these motherfuckers. I'm going to sue this county. I'm going to sue the state. And I'm going to sue the feds because they never intervened in this case. This all could have been prevented if they would have come out here, starting with Sergeant Rourke, investigating him. That probably would have stopped a lot. That guarantee you. Go back and look at all this shit, Sergeant Rourke. He's not on the force anymore. He got fucking kicked off. They said he retired. Bullshit. He got caught on the job. That's all I'll tell you. Yes, he did. Oh, I got inside. This is a little town. See, that's what's fucked up. Even the cops talk in this town, run their fucking mouth, and then people in this, it's a small town. You know what I'm saying? So this is the guy that had been telling you who was doing it. The airport, the local vehicles that are distributing the shit. Fuck you guys. You know, you can't keep doing this shit. Straighten your ass up. You're cops. You're supposed to be community servants, not fucking tyrants. You're not supposed to be dealers. You're supposed to be fucking servants and public servants, not serving the fucking community illicit things that they should. No, yes, you the fuck are. Fuck off. What about the dead fucking cop out here? That's why I want fucking the feds out here. That's because I think that cop was investigating Sergeant Rourke, what his actions were doing, and got run off the road and killed out here, because there seem to be a lot of people get run off the road out here, or just drive off the road out here for some reason. Recently too, huh? Let's talk about Tiffany Morehouse too. Feds, or if you're listening, please look into Tiffany Morehouse. Fuck you. Let's look into Tiffany Morehouse. In the weapon without a serial number on it? A cop has a Jeep with a weapon without no serial number on it? What is a cop doing with a weapon with no serial number? And then she unalived herself. Tiffany Morehouse. The Morehouse has been out here for a long. Yes, feds, let's get out here. Come on, feds. Oh, I was calling for the feds on the SWAT raid too, wasn't I? That I'd already called you. So let's look into Tiffany Morehouse, please. Oh, I got lots of, remember, on my phone. I've had all kinds of people when I put out the ad saying, were you targeted by Lake County Sheriff's Office? This is why this is a change of venue, because it's politically motivated. Yeah, I had lots of people say that they were being targeted. Most complaints came in about Josh Bezel. Oh, all the other ones too, Lance Brown and Sam Birch, but most of them were against Josh Bezel. Just so you know, and I have all that fucking discovery. If the feds would actually come out here and do a fucking investigation, it would open up a whole fucking can of worms out here, huh? Oh, yeah, but the feds aren't come out here yet, have they? I encourage even a journalist to come out here and do an investigation to blow your mind. If some of these people didn't think that they were going to be targeted by the local police department, would probably open up and tell you some horror stories about this fucking police department out here. Oh, I've got them. They reported to me. The ad is still up. Some of them are still up on the community page. Were you targeted by Lake County Sheriff's Office? Yes, there has been. It's ongoing out here. So why the fuck won't these people speak up? They don't. They don't say shit. Just like all you 47 in here, you're all fucking quiet as a fucking bat. That's all right. Running your radar like fucking pigs. Just sitting there watching. Waiting to fuck with somebody, huh? Anyways, whatever. I don't care. You don't have to say shit. I want the one fucking pig that's in here to speak the fuck up. They just called my attorney today. I got a call from my attorney saying that the YouTube, all the YouTube discovery will be brought against this county. That's not what I wanted to hear. And YouTube was the last thing I wanted to hear. Can you believe that, guys? The cherry on top. Hey, this attorney called me and said, you're on YouTube complaining that I'm not doing my job. YouTube, fuck you, you're done. Yeah, First Amendment audit. If you want to see an audit of Josh Bezel, they pulled the second one down here on Burke, but on TikTok, the whole first and second, part 1 and 2 of Josh Bezel and Sergeant Rourke, the one I was talking, is on this channel. You can see that there's a First Amendment audit. I should pull that up to the playlist, but it'd probably be easier to go to TikTok, go to Predestined4light, and look at that First Amendment audit. I audited them out here. I mean, it is what it is. I think that's why Josh Bezel's all pissed off at me. See, I'd already been pulled over and showed them my license, which I didn't want to, but I did, because I did. And I showed them I had proof of insurance on the vehicle, which I didn't have tags because I just bought it, right? But I just bought it, and then the next day, they pulled me over again, and he was on the traffic stop, and he acted like he wasn't even on that traffic stop. Bullshit, he's the one who backed him up. So he's a lying fucking pig. Fuck you, Josh Headlight Bezel. So I call him Headlight Bezel because when they came and SWAT raided the house, that Toyota was outside of this fenced area. My headlight was ripped out of it, which it was nothing wrong with a headlight. Really good condition Toyota motorhome with a camper on the back. I found it inside of my fucking yard. So somebody purposely, and it was the cops. Nobody else came out here. Who else would rip my headlight? It's Josh, because see, I audited his fucking ass. So I guarantee if you looked at his duty phone, if they could show satellite, you'll find his ass reaching down and pulling that fucking headlight out of that car. That's why I call him Josh Bezel and not Buzzle. Like his bezel, like a headlight bezel, a bezel around the fucking, he ripped the whole goddamn thing out. It had to be him. And then when he arrested me, I left my hat, my beanie inside because it was hot. I beanie off because I was hot. And I found that back here at the house. So this motherfucker will take what he want and move shit to just fucking be facetious, like filing fucking retaliation charges against me. So Josh Bezel is going to be going to fucking prison. Guarantee that motherfucker is a tyrant. I have more complaints against Josh Bezel than any other cop in this town. Many against Sergeant Rourke, against Sam Birch, but mostly against Josh Bezel. He's a fucking tyrant. The guy couldn't get a job with the police department, with the fire department, so he went and got a job with the fucking police department. I told him that on the way down to the county jail, and he said, "No, fuck you." Yeah, he did. They arrested the goddamn fucking. He went after Chad Brown. He did. He fucking the fire chief. When I was locked up, they had the fire chief locked up in fucking jail out here. The fire chief was locked up in jail, brothers, sisters. They pulled some guy over and gave him a license for going to the fucking fire without a license. He didn't have his license. He going to a fire. He's a fucking volunteer fire, and they fucking gave him a fucking no ticket fucking a license for no fucking license. So, whatever, brothers, sisters, these fuckers are so done. They're smoked on this federal case. I don't mean to do this, brothers, sisters, but I will spread the wealth. I have avoided filing lawsuit because I don't want the money. You know what I'm saying? Do they? Are you a firefighter? Are you a firefighter, Burke? Are you seriously? I have respect. My dad died in a house fire, so I kind of have a firefighter say I wouldn't be here if a firefighter didn't. Yeah. All right. Well, you can pass this on, please, Burke, if you will, because I'm a military veteran. Okay. I'm a military veteran. And so you never heard a song called Fuck the Firefighter, have you? Because a firefighter, whether a man or a woman, will go into a burning building to save your wife, your kid, your daughter, your cat, fuck your gerbil. Fucking, they're selfless like a veteran will be willing to lose his life for the cause. You never heard a song called Fuck the Firefighter, right? Because I know I used to be a cop. You know what I'm saying? I used to be a cop. And when I was a cop, I couldn't put my hands and search a woman because her Fourth Amendment right to be secure in her house, papers, persons, effect, irregardless if she had a gun on her, was more important. I had to call up for a backup officer to do a pat down or frisk search back when there was law in this fucking country. So once again, all a cop worries about all day long is his fucking or her safety. Never heard a song called Fuck the Firefighter, have you? Because that's all the cop thinks about all day long is I'm going home. Fuck you, you fucking tyrant pigs. You ain't nothing like a firefighter. I can't stand that they put firefighters and cops in the same class because they used to. And until they return this into gold and silver and a constitutional republic, fuck all you police. Fuck all you police. You understand? You all stood down during the COVID, didn't you? Didn't do shit. Oh, you're all pissed off because I held protests during the COVID against you too, huh, Michael Taylor? Uh-oh, we lost our light. Might have to go find us another light. Uh-oh, where'd the other light go? We didn't charge our light. We might go in the dark. All right, well, I guess I'm done, guys. There's only so much I can do, man. I was grenaded in the face. Go watch the playlist. I have it all live streamed. Lance Brown, I got your fucking ass. I do. I got you. I got you dead to rights, man. I reported Mount Creek, Marshall Radonich, and you've had all this time to try to find Elijah and Adriana, and you didn't look for them. You never look for them, and now you're on fucking YouTube, reporting to my fucking attorney through your district attorney that I'm complaining about, but you couldn't even once go try to find my son and daughter to have them at my case tomorrow. You're fucking done, Lance Brown. I'm going to look you in the eyes tomorrow. And when I look you in your eyes tomorrow, Lance Brown, and I'm going to go like this to you, you're going to fucking nod your head, and you're going to know that I know that it was you in here reporting to the district attorney, because it can't be anybody else, Lance Brown. You're the one that's supposed to be showing up because you're the one that did the supposed pursuit. Why don't you just stop wasting my fucking time, my daughter's time, and my son's time, and get a hold of Parcharis, because I've got all your asses in a sling now. Don't make my fucking attorney drive. He is $500 an hour. It is almost 5 hours over here. That's almost $5,000 you're going to cost me just to have him drive over here, not even including the time to go through jury call and then trial. So you're going to waste a lot of my money tomorrow, Lance Brown. I'm going to go after your bond. Any one of you cops that are listening here, your IP address will be brought back up. Whoever it was, you can't run because you came in here and you have a fucking IP address. So I'll know who it was in the federal appellate case. The best thing you could do is just speak the fuck up right now. How come my phone's not calling from my attorney? I want to get a call from my attorney. I'd drive down there tomorrow, but I had to drive almost 2 hours down to this fucking county and back. Every fucking hour I will bill out every one of these cops involved in this case. And I have this case beat. Irregardless, they can't produce my son and daughter because I believe they've been murdered by Marshall Radonich. And I've been reporting this for well over a year. You suddenly wish you were Lance Brown. Why would you wish that, you dumb motherfucker? Look at this dumbass motherfucker here, wanting to be a pig. Fuck you, you fucking stupid motherfucker. Fuck the police. And fuck the pigs. People in government, fuck this dumbass right here, wannabe pig. Get him out of here. Goodbye, Nevermore. Anybody who supports pigs, pig lickers, I know you used to be one, get the fuck out of here. You don't even understand what's going on. Assert your goddamn rights or lose them. That's exactly what fucking happens. That's how they can get away with this tyrannical bullshit. Because you don't even fucking assert your rights. And if they do, they'll attack you, right? Somebody better fucking do it, or we're all gonna, I never heard anybody letting the boot off their neck by pleading at somebody. Oh, please, please take the boot off my neck. Yeah, right. They've got to keep pushing down this boot, brothers, sisters. I'm not telling you to rise up with violence. I'm talking about redressing grievances and asserting your fucking rights. I've never called for violence in any way, shape, or form. Can anybody in the thousands of hours of a discovery, can they say that I called for violence? As a matter of fact, I've taught you that you have the right to protect yourself. What's wrong with you? Please get help. Go fuck yourself. Look at this person right here. Wants me to get help, brothers, sisters. This is what you call a bootlicker. We haven't been pointing out any little trolls or bootlickers. This is a bootlicker. They want me to get help. Then they'd want me to take drugs. Who pushes more drugs on the fucking people than the people on YouTube? The fucking pigs. And the guards that bring it into the prisons. And the government, like the Clintons. Oh, and Mr. Warp Speed with his $2.2 trillion jab. Yeah, that's a drug. $2.2 trillion, that's outpaced any real estate or commercial deal. Remember, Block, Box, Rock, shoo. Grow up. It's called redressing grievances. I don't condone violence. I say to go around the system, become your own system, get out of the system, grow food, grow chickens, grow tomatoes. That's how you fuck the government, remember? Evolve, go around the system, get out of the system, come out of it. Nobody could ever say that I was calling for violence to stand up and protest the government. I said just go around the government, become your own government, become ungovernable, right? So fuck these pigs. Their discovery against me is YouTube. Anonymous caller said he would fight to the death to keep his son from going to prison. Yeah, and I made it very clear that I only used my First Amendment. I wouldn't use Second Amendment. I made that very clear. For 250 fucking 8 hours, I made it very clear. So So they're fucked. They brought the men with guns. Remember? Grenaded my daughter when she was sleeping. Literally, and then have a warrant for her arrest. So it's a kidnapping and an assault and battery of her body. And with the weapon, it's 25 years to kidnap somebody. And if you kidnap them with a weapon, it's a life sentence. It is. So every one of these state troopers is going to be facing, and the sheriffs that came out here that day with them. I'm going to get all their I'm going to find out in discovery exactly which Lake County sheriffs, because when they brought me out, I thought I was going to be okay because they're going to take me to the state police. I get the fuck out of this corrupt county and expose this shit. Instead of these state police, turn me right back over to the fucking corrupt county. And then remember, fucking Sam Birch said that I asserted my Fifth Amendment right, Miranda right to remain silent. I didn't shut the fuck up the whole time. I bitched that cop's ass out from the minute we left here for an hour and 45 minutes back to county, fuck to the jail. He said that I remained silent. That was the last fucking thing I did. That is hilarious, man. He said my son and daughter did too. I told Sam Birch, you to be a fucking hero, Sam. You know goddamn good and well. You got to have kids, Sam. You know, I'm just a dad trying to protect my son, man. You fuckers got involved. You send the state police out. There's got to be a hero. You could be the hero, Sam. Look into this, Sam. You'll see my son did all. I had to explain him the whole case, and he already knew because he was watching. That's why Sam Birch is going to prison. That's why Sam Birch is going to prison. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's going to prison, because he said in his discovery that when he came on to duty that he would watch my live streams. Like I just got a call from my attorney said that they're watching my live streams. So one of these 42 motherfuckers in here is a pig. So you know, it's Lake County Sheriff's Office. It's probably Lance Brown because he's got to show up in court tomorrow. But he's just a fucking, he ain't said shit. And I've been live streaming for hours, and not Paul Charez, not Dave fucking Vandenberg, not fucking Lance Brown, not Sam Birch or Josh Bezel has even had the balls to speak up. But they called my attorney and said, oh, your client's online bitching that you're not doing their job. That shows how fucking weak these fucking pigs are. Trying to get my attorney to drop my attorney. Oh, well, why are you doing that? See, why would you do that? Trying to get my attorney to drop me. You fucking lazy ass pigs. That shows you how shitty their case is. And they offered me a misdemeanor. They got me 7 charges right now. Interfering with a police officer, 4 felony counts, hindering prosecution, hindering the police, interfering with the police, harassing the police, and menacing the police, and conspiracy. So 7 charges down to a misdemeanor and unsupervised probation. So basically a slap on the wrist. We'll let you go. Fuck you. What about my son and daughter? I want to know where my fucking son and daughter are at. You're going to be held accountable, Paul Charez. Remember? Lance Brown. I said, Marshall Radonich, Mount Creek. You didn't look at all for my son. None of you in Lake County looked for my son. And I reported him murdered in your county in court. In open court, I reported my son murdered. How come no investigator from the fucking county contacted Josephine County to find out what the fuck was going on there? So I'm not standing down. Fuck you. You're not giving me no deal. I ain't taking no deal. I had somebody tell me today, man, dude, you're going to get thrown in the bucket. You know, well, whatever, man. I got to do this for my son. They can't even produce. Remember, manifest necessity is, they have to have, it's critical witness. My son is on my, remember, co-defendant. My son and my daughter are on my case. They have to have them there. They were in the vehicle that day when I told my son, don't stop the vehicle. So they have to have them there. Even if they're going to prove I stopped him, I had to physically stop him. And I didn't physically stop him. They already dropped my daughter's charges for the same exact thing. Same exact thing. So I know my rights. I'm going to keep asserting them. So they were murdered by Marshall Radonich off Mount Creek in Wolf Creek, Oregon. They were drug up into the fucking gold mines where they're legally strip mining up there. And that's why Josephine County wouldn't go there. Look it up. Look it up, man. I'm telling you, there's a goddamn fucking huge track that goes from one highway to the other. I've been a prior faller. You know, I didn't fall, but I was a choke setter and worked on the side of a hill. I'm telling you, this is a massive project that would have taken a tremendous amount of time to get up into these strip mines. That's where I was told by Marshall that he could take my son and daughter before they SWAT raided the house. Bring your son and daughter here and I can hide them in the gold mines and they can make $300 a day. No, Marshall, we're not running from anything. That's not how it's going to work. They're going to stay here and they're going to listen to this. We're going to keep live streaming and they'll eventually call. Instead, they SWAT raided the house. So I think Marshall killed my son and daughter over the gold and silver because when nobody would help me to bail my son out. I didn't have any other option. I said, here's where my gold and silver are at. Do not touch my silver. That's my fucking retirement. I've already had 25 pounds of silver taken, Marshall. There's 40 pounds of silver. Take the gold, bail my son out. Leave my fucking silver alone. Well, I don't think that's what happened. And I think my son told him, give my dad the silver back. And Marshall told him, no, you owe me $10,000 for that track chair. And now you owe me $12,000 or $25,000 because it wasn't 12. Excuse me. Now you owe me 25. I just got the thing back. I lost the $25,000 because the bail. I just got it in fucking mail. $25,000. He goes and bails him out of fucking jail and then takes all my silver. And I'm sure Elijah said, give my dad back his silver and his gold. And Marshall said, no, bam, and fucking killed him. Yep. And then when I went later, because he took my fucking dog from here because they tear gassed this and Tango he's not here anymore, was fucking choking to death. When I went and finally got my dog after 4 or 5 months or something, when I went to pick up my dog who had ticks all over his face, he looked like he'd been beaten and burned with a fucking torch and burnt. I said, Marshall, where is my silver? Because you said you had it. See, I was worried. He said he had it in the back of his vehicle, and I was going to get a call. Oh, my God, my vehicle got broken, too, because he told me it was in the back of his vehicle. If we called it in discovery, he's the one who had it. He's the one who went and bailed Elijah out. Well, when I went there, he said, no, I don't have it. Adriana has it. She went and bailed him out. I'm like, all right, Marshall, you know what? I'm just going to get my dog and leave. See, I believe when I told Marshall, I said, actually, before I said that, I said, hey, before I said I'm going to get to leave, I said, Marshall, one day I'm going to speak to Adriana, and this case is not going to last forever, which is tomorrow, and I'm going to talk to Adriana. I'm going to find out, because you said you had the silver the whole time, and now you're saying she has it, but I'm just getting to my dog and go, and I left. And I believe that I am responsible for getting my daughter killed, because he had already killed Elijah. And when I said to him, I'm going to talk to her one day, he had already taken and spent the gold and silver or had it. And then unbeknown to me, when I said, I'm going to talk to her one day, he said, oh shit, I already had taken that. And that's when I did my own investigation and I found my daughter's car at his house. And I said, oh shit, what the fuck is her car doing there? He told me he didn't talk to neither of my son or daughter. And that's what I reported it to Josephine County and said, look, I believe this guy has done something to my son, my daughter. He's taken my passport, my silver. You have a warrant for my son's arrest. Please don't. And they threatened to throw me in jail. They said, we can't go out there and find him because you have a no contact order. Quit calling us to do your dirty work, Tracy. You have a no contact order with him. And if we go talk to him, make contact, you're violating your third party no contact order. We'll come arrest you. That's what Josephine County did. Threatened to arrest me for reporting my daughter murdered or raped or missing by Marshall Radonich when I found her car there. As well as I told him. And he said, my son said, he said he never talked to my son. And then he told me, well, your son argued with me the whole way home. He had never told me that. I think he was covering his ass. I think what had happened is Elijah had gotten an argument with him over the gold and silver. Just the way it goes. So I have, whether I like it or not, my hands, not literally, but because I told Marshall, hey, I'm going to talk to Adriana one day when this case is all over. You said you had the gold and silver. Now you're saying she has it. He knew he had it. She didn't have it. And one day I would talk to him because when you sell silver in the state of Oregon or gold, you can buy as much as you want, but when you sell it, you have to give ID. And I asked Paul Palmer to go find and help me with that. He would never help me do anything. Because we can narrow down if it was Marshall that sold it. There's only so many silver shops and gold shops in the area, or if they even had to do it statewide, it would be recorded. If you sell gold or silver, any substantial amount, we're talking about what, $25,000, brothers, sisters, like I said, and there was still a tremendous amount of silver left. There was 40 pounds of silver, and all my gold. So unbeknown to me, this is what the hard part about this case is that my son told me to take this gold and silver, you know, many months prior and go on the road with it and buy a double cab Tacoma. And he knew that all I wanted to ever do when he turned 18 was just go on the road and just share the gospel. And he really got on me about that. He's like, Dad, what the hell do you have gold for? Dad, I know you're trying to save that for me. You're trying to pay off the ministry. And Dad, just spend it now. Somebody's going to steal it from you. Remember, Uncle Jeremy stole our last, you know, his own uncle stole his silver from him last time, you know, and mine. Second time. And that's why I told Marshall, don't take my silver, please. The last time my own family took it from me, dude. I'm going to tell you where this is at, but please don't take, this is my retirement, dude. Imagine if I would have got that back immediately got out of jail. I could have immediately hired an attorney, had enough to get at least a retainer. So Marshall needs looked at. So Lance Brown's fucked, because when I got arrested, I reported to Lance Brown, Marshall Radonich, at my time of arrest, to go look there for my son's missing or dead body. And he never did shit. So I can't wait to look you in the eye tomorrow there, Lance Brown, if you show up, you chicken shit fucking pig, to call fucking the district attorney, to call my attorney, and not have the balls to go look for my fucking son. I know what happened to him, brothers, sisters. I already told you, I've been reporting to it. That's why I reported the evidence to Marshall Radonich and said he has my 40 pounds of silver, all the gold, and my passport, which is a federal offense. He can't hold that. And they didn't go there and they denied me call for service. So when I get this case dropped tomorrow, what do you think the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to be reporting to Josephine County my son and daughter murdered by Marshall Radonich immediately. Because I can't do it now because there's a no contact order that shouldn't even be in place, that should be dropped already. That's why you're fucked, Paul Charez. This no contact order should have been dropped a long time ago. Some of this happened on your fucking watch too, remember. This wasn't all Ted Martin, so you're liable for this shit. You should have opened up all the discovery in this case. You should have looked at the 258 hours of what I was conveying that Elijah did all his 180 hours. That was the terms of his release to leave Lake County to go in to Lane County. And if he had more hours, it would have set it on his action plan. You're fucked all the way around. There's nobody in this case that's not fucked. Now, they have fucked me the whole time. And I have sat here and allowed as long as I can to let the system do what it's supposed to do. 552 days tomorrow. That's more than a year and a half, brothers and sisters. I think that's fucking patient. I don't know how more patient I can fucking be to try to let the system do, as I have a son. Every fucking day that kids' bodies could be rotting, and my daughter. Nobody's looking for him. Can't report it to the state police. Can't report it to Josephine County. When I report it to fucking the police, they arrest me or throw me in jail. When I report it to the fucking state police, they tell me they can't fucking take fucking report for his body, and nobody else will help me look for him. So what the fuck else am I to do? I have no other approach. His mom's not looking for him. His family's not looking for him. Even my daughter, who is my son's wife, is not looking for him. Did she fucking tell him something? I don't know. Even my son's mom won't even look at my messenger. She won't even take my call. What the fuck? That's his own mom. What is that? The cop showed up looking for Elijah. Did they go intimidate her? That was a long time ago when he went missing, remember? That's when I got on here and started going, where's my son? Then I fucking found him in Josephine County because I figured out that Marshall fucking did something, right? That's where I found Adrian. See, that's what I'm saying. Then they would never go look for him. Well, guess what? After I found my daughter's car and I talked to Marshall, they wouldn't look for him. Well, guess what? Now I went back and it's all gone. Nothing's there. So cold fucking case. See, you're criminally liable, all of you, because at one time I had my son's location and I could prove, as I said, to my attorney today, hey, Josephine County's ass is in a sling because they're the last ones who saw my son and said they saw him on camera and didn't go get him. So why did they not? That's where you should have been looking for him, is calling Josephine County saying, we saw him on camera. They said 2 times they had him reported. Why is Lake County not in cooperation with Josephine County trying to locate Elijah to bring him back here? They have a warrant for his arrest for 7 years. They had him on fucking camera and they didn't go get him? Bullshit. Bullshit. I want to see the fucking discovery. I want to see those camera footage of Elijah on camera in Josephine County. Is that bullshit? Let's see. You know, let's, I'm saying, why is Josephine County covering for Marshall Radonich on that property? Is Marshall a Fed? Is Marshall a Fed? Is Marshall Radonich a Fed? I want to know. See, I'm going to be hiring a whole separate, when I file this lawsuit, civil lawsuit, to try to figure out everything I can, because I believe this is the man that's responsible for my son and daughter's death. They won't look into it. Prove to me otherwise. Prove to me otherwise. Any one of you in this fucking room, show any evidence to prove to me anything otherwise. That either one of them are alive. I think if I told you, if my son's dead, my daughter's dead. And if my son is alive, my daughter's alive too. I feel that, but I don't feel either of them. And my son definitely could have gotten a hold of me. Even you think he's going to be thrown in jail for 7 fucking years. What's he going to get? Like 30 days for a no contact order or something like that, 60 days. You think he's worried about 60 fucking days? Dad, I hate you, you piece of shit. You got me in trouble. Dad, hurry up and file the fucking case. Anything. Neither of them. Nobody has, my son has, I don't care if he has a no contact order. You see, he ran and went on the run, didn't show up to his trial, and it's been 552 fucking days. The last time I talked to my son, he was going to be moving here. Well, no, last time I talked to my son, he said, Dad, okay, I love you, and went out at the door with his hands in the air, and they shot him with his fucking hands in the air. To the state police. Yes, the state police are the one who grenaded my daughter and son in their sleep. Kidnapped my daughter. The state police, 20 plus men, came out here and grenaded my daughter in her fucking sleep without a warrant. Then they kidnapped her. They've dropped her charges, but they're missing again now. This is the one that hit me in the face. 2 separate fucking grenade. Spoons, pins, don't fucking matter. So that's cruel and unusual punishment. That's excessive force. They were watching me. All I asked was my son, are you okay? Are you Elijah? Are you okay? Bam! Right in the face with a grenade. You can see it. It just literally blows my whole fucking head to, you know. Disgusting. Excessive force, cruel and unusual punishment, assault and battery, attempted murder on my, in the motorhome. It blew the fucking, it spidered the fucking inside of that motorhome. The windshield from the concuss. Because it's got thick fucking fiberglass. It's not like a regular little thin, it's kind of an oddity. It's a diesel. They fucked that thing up now. That thing's just ruined. All the water's been getting in there. I tried to replace the window. I bought a window, but I can't get it in there. So all the fucking weather's got to it. The cat's been getting in there. They fucked that motorhome up. You know, that was probably a $20,000 fucking diesel, very odd motorhome that's not very, and it's just going to waste out there. Because they did. They broke the window out there, threw a fucking grenade in there, and grenaded my son and daughter. Imagine waking up to a fucking grenade. That's what woke me up, you know, from asleep. Then I went to the door and asked if my son was okay. All I did is put a coat on, went to the door, and they hit me in the face with a grenade. So they're fucked. They're so fucked. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why they strung this out. And I haven't gotten a call from my attorney, so they're not going to do anything, but they're watching. So fuck you, pigs. Fuck you, Lance Brown, you piece of shit, lazy pig. I can't wait to look you in your eyes tomorrow, because I know you're the one that reported it. It had to be you, the only one who's going to have to be there tomorrow, so it's got to be you. Just a process of elimination. I'm not fucking stupid. I have a pretty high IQ. Go look at my AFSPAP score. There's a reason why I was able to be a military police. You have to have one of the higher scores in the military to become a military police. And I did that at 17. Okay. So I've learned a lot since then. If you watch this channel, I'm always an empty spun, or not empty, but I'm willing to learn. But look at all the discovery of just everything I put out on this channel. I'm not a stupid man by any means. I'm not saying that I'm some fucking, you know, whatever. Just, I know my rights under the Constitution. So all my rights from my Second Amendment that's been stripped away from me, my 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, 12th, all my rights have been either stripped or violated. And I can prove all that in a civil court. You know what I'm saying? I just said what it's for. Hindering prosecution, interfering with the peace officer. So I went to town and bought me a coffee today. One of these little. Oh, I don't drink coffee too much or do a lot of sugar. Wow. I think the sugar is stronger than the caffeine in there. But anyways, whatever it is, what it is. I ain't tripping. Yeah, Kevin's going to take me down there. So, you know, he's going to bring me down there. No, tomorrow is trial. There's no plea. They already offered me a plea, but I won't take it. They went from 7 charges, you know, to 1 single misdemeanor and unsupervised probation. So basically a slap on the wrist. I told them to go fuck yourself. I'm not agreeing to anything. If you take money from me, it will not be, they don't have any discovery. The discovery against me is the video on the playlist in here. And that's right, though. That's the way it is, Gunner. And I'm a veteran, so I'm offended by that. When you take an oath as a public servant or a public community servant, you take an oath to the Constitution to defend the right of the people, to protect them, their 4th Amendment right to be secure in their houses, papers, persons, and effects, the 5th Amendment right, you know, the warrantless search or seizure under the 4th Amendment, 5th Amendment to adequate counsel. You know, if they're going to cost your body, they have to show probable cause, state it, right? Which a crime you've committed, which crime you have to actually be committing a crime. They have to articulate reasonable, articulate suspicion of the crime and articulate which crime you've committed before they can cost your body. See, these people don't know their rights. And they, you know, people get arrested for fucking, you know, hitting the auditor's camera. And you think you'd come in here and just hit my daughter and son in a fucking dead sleep? That's not justification. So hit me in the face with a grenade? There's no justification for that. I've been a prior pig. I've been special weapons and tactics trained. You don't hit somebody with a fucking grenade, you know, like a tear gas canister or a smoke is meant to go, or concuss is meant to go in the room and fill the room with concuss or smoke or gas. Not directly at somebody's face. You don't hit somebody in the head. And they literally pulled, you know, hand thrown, bam, right in my face. This one, hand thrown inside the motorhome while they're sleeping. That's how they started the SWAT raid. They came in, broke the window out of the motorhome where they were at, which they were explaining there was no weapons in there. I made it very clear, you're not even butter nice, very clear. And then, which they didn't have any. Elijah couldn't have one, and my daughter didn't have one. They knew that. I mean, there were no threat. If anything, that I was, and that's not what their intention was. Their intention is to get them riled up, get them come out, and get me to grab a weapon and come out and get a firefight, because that's what they bragged about. They bragged to the people at the lodge. They went there, the state police fucking shut the fucking lodge down and were bragging all night because they were doing steak dinners, whatever, bragging that they were going to come out here and have a fucking firefight with this constitutionalists. They wanted a firefight. Do you understand? No, there's no discovery. So that's what that's what I was saying today. You know, that my attorney called me going, hey, you're on the district attorney called me saying you're online complaining. I said, well, John, you know, under my discovery, under the suppression of evidence, the right of discovery, suppression of evidence, I have the right to call witness in my favor. And he said, well, no, that's, you know, and he didn't say no. He said, well, it's the, you know, it's the, you know, it's the other side have the burden of proof, the preponderance of evidence, Tracy. You know, it's they have to call the witness. I said, no, I understand that, John. But under my 6th Amendment, you know, they're accusing me saying that I stopped Elijah. And I just told him to stop, and you know that I didn't physically stop. So if they don't have him there and can't literally cross-examine co-counsel, not only, or excuse me, co-defendant, he's my defendant in the case, have him there as a witness under discovery, under my 6th Amendment to call witness in my favor. If they don't have him there, then you can't cross-examine him. They can't even prove at that point. Same thing with Adriana, because her conspiracy charge was dropped. All her charges, they don't even have a conspiracy charge against me anymore. They can't even charge me with that because hers were dropped. So there's no conspiracy. And then I didn't physically stop my son in any way. I just told him, don't stop the vehicle, son, you know, and then my daughter said, no, go, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't stop him. So there is no hindering prosecution or interfering with a peace officer. Therefore, on my case, co-counsel, right? Or excuse me, co-defendant, they have to be there at trial. And that's why I told my attorney, irregardless, John, my Sixth Amendment gives me the right to guarantee to a speedy, fair trial to call in evidence, witness into discovery in my favor. Period, John. If they don't have him there, there is no case. It's a mistrial right out the gate. It's actually, if what the judge needs to do, I've already said, is filed manifest necessity. Look it up right now, and that will get him out of this case. The judge could say manifest necessity. I cannot produce a critical witness, or the state can't produce critical witness, so we're dismissing the case. It is what it is, bro. I've been through a lot of stuff, man. And I'm just a dad trying to help his son. You know what I'm saying? This ain't even my case. I should have just taken the gold and silver and left like my son said. Instead, I might have got him killed over this stupid gold and silver that I should have taken and left. I had enough to buy the double cab. I didn't want a new vehicle, and it wasn't new, just newer to me, you know, like 2000 or something. You know, I like older stuff. He's like, Dad, you said when I turned 18 you were just gonna go on the road. What the fuck? You got old. What do you have gold for, Dad? We're silver bugs. Have you seen the price of silver, guys? You guys, the price of silver, since I gave my attorney this money, I sold my silver at like $30. I sold my gold at like 3,000. Oh my God, I've lost so much fucking money on this already. You know, and I don't care about the money. The money doesn't matter to me, but I'm just saying it's crazy. It's crazy how much I've already just lost on this case. 40 pounds Marshall took from me, silver. That was my fucking retirement, guys. You know, and my son was like, Dad, I know you're holding on that for me because you want to give some to me, Dad. I'm a silver bug, Dad. I have my own silver. Dad, please just take the silver and gold right now. Somebody's going to steal that and go on the road. You've been telling me, and he was 25, guys. So he was like, Dad, that's like been 7 years ago. He said, Dad, all you've done since Uncle Jeremy stole all our silver is work. You will not come over to my house. I try to make a vacation with you. I book fucking, you know, I take time off or whatever what I'm doing. You come over here and you won't stay any more than 2 days, Dad. You know, this is bullshit, Dad. You know, if you're not going to come over here and visit me or whatever, then just fucking go on the road, man. I mean, you've been working for 5-6 years, Dad. You have not taken a vacation once. Remember, everything was taken, Dad. Look around. Look at all this stuff that you have never stopped. All you do is Jesus all the time, Dad. That's why you have a hard time, Dad, because nobody wants to be around you because all you ever do is talk about God. Like you'll be trying to talk about something and then you'll talk about God. It annoys people, Dad. I don't mind it at all, Dad, but I'm just letting you know. If that's all you're going to do is God, then, Dad, just go on the road. You've been trying forever to get people to come out there and join you. 10 years, Dad, that's a long time. You gave it a big effort, and I know why you're saving that silver and gold. Why do you have gold? That's so weird. Dad, we're silver. You know, again, you know, just, Dad, please. And I told him, son, you know, I appreciate it, but that's my decision. And he was right. I was trying to save him a little bit, have the money, because I knew silver would have went up and I would have been fine right now. I could have done it right now, guys, with the price of silver. I could have given him a little bit, bought the vehicle, and had some money to go on the road. And I didn't, like a dumbass. And I got him killed probably over that same silver and gold. It ended up costing him his life. So shame on me for not listening to my son. He's a very smart man, and I did not take some very sound advice. And I'm going to have to live with that for the rest of my life. So no matter what the fuck they do to me, this isn't going to be an easy life. You know, if my son was alive, they hit him with a grenade too. I am certain he would have already filed a lawsuit. My daughter's charges were dropped back in September. This is her grenade pin. Without a warrant, they arrested her. That's a kidnapping. She should be, I don't mean to go there, but have multi probably $20-30 million lawsuit, settle out. There's no way she wouldn't win. That's an assault and a kidnapping. If you kidnap somebody, it's a 25-year sentence if convicted. If you kidnap somebody with a weapon, that is a life sentence. What they did to my daughter, this is why I don't think my daughter's alive either, because they both went missing in September. Both of them went missing in September. Well, at least the state police said that my son went missing in September, but I actually have on discovery that he was in court over the phone, but sounded as he possibly under duress, is what I said. So I don't know if he was kidnapped at that time at Marshall and then showed up, and then the state police said he didn't. I don't know why, because the state police said he went missing in September when my daughter's charges were dropped, but he is in court over the phone, and I made a big point about his demeanor sounded kind of drab or dead, or now it sounded like he was under duress. It makes sense now how he sounded so like forced. Now it forced, under duress, and then he was never seen again, or my daughter. And ever since then, I have been, and when I found this out, then I went and contacted his mom, after he didn't show up to trial, and went, what the fuck? Where's our son? He's been over here with you, and I have contact because no contact order, but you guys didn't contact me. Well, I don't know. Well, the police came looking for him over there. She said she didn't know where my daughter was at. It's like, where's Adrian? I don't know. Why let him to talk to his brother, because they play games. And then his brother said that he was online playing, and he just went blank playing a game. And that's what I reported over and over. Over and over. That's what I reported. You know what I'm saying? This is what happened. And then all of a sudden, I got on to the fact about Marshall. Thinking about, hey, wait a second. And so I went and talked to Marshall. And that's when I know somebody who might know where your son's at. I'll call you in a week. After I'd already found my daughter's car there. And then a week goes by. He don't call me. So I call him. And he says, the first thing he says to me, hey, man, what's going on with Elijah? I'm like, and then he tells me and volunteers to me, because he said Elijah took his phone call and put it to voicemail, that Elijah fought with him the whole way home. He never told me that when I originally talked to him. So this is disgusting. He sits there and tells me, oh, I know somebody might know where your son's at. And then I call him. He says, what's going on with Elijah? That same conversation with me, he tells me that my son fought with him the whole way home. He never said that to me. Why would he tell me that? Because I think Elijah said, give my dad the silver and gold back. And Marshall said, you already owe me $10,000, Elijah. And now I bailed you out of jail. Your dad didn't want to bail you out of jail. Maybe he knows nothing about it. Maybe he knows nothing about the silver and gold. Elijah might not know anything about the silver and gold. I don't know. Maybe Marshall just went and bailed him out, and Elijah knows nothing, and he's holding him and extorting him, saying his bail was $25,000. And trying to make him pay it off, because remember, Elijah could earn $300 a day if I bring him to the gold mines, and Elijah could be hidden by Marshall Radonich, as well as my daughter, and make $300 a day. Well, that doesn't take long to pay off $25,000, does it? Oh, plus 10. So he owes Marshall $35,000. Has Marshall been extorting Elijah for the last year and a half? I think Elijah's paid off his fucking debt by now, don't you? Somebody please look into Marshall Radonich. Why has nobody contacted Marshall Radonich as far as the feds or the county? Josephine, which he lives in Josephine, Mount Creek, Wolf Creek, Oregon. Paul Charez, how come you haven't sent anybody out there to look for him, to go investigate? Remember, he stole 40 pounds of my silver plus the gold, plus my passport, which is a federal offense. The Fed should have been contacted that day. You're all fucked. You're all going to be fucked when this goes to civil trial. So we'll see. If they wrongfully convict me, they wrongfully convict me. But they don't have a case. And that's what my attorney has told me and instructed me, that he doesn't need my son or daughter there. He understands. But I said, it doesn't matter, John. They should have had him there, okay? Because he said he's going to beat the case before he even goes to trial. He's very confident. That's why I said, John, I already told, where regardless if I had my grievance, my redress of my grievance is that you weren't calling. I said, I told everybody online that if my attorney needs something, he'll call me. He's been practicing law since 1982, and he will eat this district attorney for breakfast. This some young fucking buck who don't know his ass in the whole ground, probably never even gone to fucking trial at this point in time, and John is going to eat him up. John's been practicing law since 1982. And as I said, attorneys don't take fucking cases they think they're going to lose. Correct? John doesn't have a history of losing cases. He has a massive record of winning cases. Now, he takes plea agreements. He does that. That's part of his deal. Obviously gets people, but going to trial, if you know you're going to take a client, and he knew from the beginning when he took this case that he was going to take it to trial, that I was going to take it to trial. He wouldn't take it to trial if he thought he was going to lose, right? As an attorney, you don't take losing cases. Does that make sense? Anybody want to second that? Put a 1 in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. Attorneys don't take cases that they're going to go to trial. They think they're going to lose, right? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone in there? Oh, the fuck low. All right, there you are. But you know what I'm saying? I have confidence that he wouldn't take the case if he thought he was going to lose the case. So if he feels he can beat it at trial, appreciate the ones, guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he would, you know what I'm saying? He thinks he can beat it. That's why I said, John, I did say, yes, I'm having an issue because Elijah won't be there in these hours, but I told everybody online, if my attorney needs something, he will call me. John, I did make the mistake because I thought trial was Monday and not Tuesday, and you didn't call me. And I said, oops, I made a mistake, John. If you go on there and said, he'll call me Monday. If he needs me, I don't have faith in you, John. I told him, I don't have faith in you, John. You're an attorney. I have faith in the word, in God. I'm a pastor. Remember, John, I know you know your way around the courtroom. I don't put my faith in the system. The system has already fucked me. I put faith in Father. So you know that. And he understood that. I said, but John, I know you know what you're doing. You've been practicing law since 82. So I told everybody online, yes, I'm having an issue that I'm not getting the evidence, but if my attorney thought he needed it, he would call for it, period. And I just have to have all confidence in Father. So that's what I said. So I have faith in Father, and he understood. And he's like, all right, whatever. You know, he didn't bounce. My attorney's a fucking homicide attorney. He's a criminal attorney. You know, and that's why I was actually talking with my ex today, and I was talking with Kevin, you know, that John is a criminal attorney. He has represented murderers, okay? I don't have a record. He's represented murders. I think that's when I say, Elijah's been murdered, John. It doesn't really bounce off of him like that. That's his business, guys. You know what I'm saying? Murder doesn't, that's what he does for a living. I don't mean to go there. But as I've said to my ex and Kevin, John is not representing Elijah. John is not representing Adriana. John's job is to get me off the charges that they have me charged. So I can say whatever the fuck I want about my son. I can say whatever the fuck I want about my daughter. He's not representing them. I haven't paid him. I will. I already told you that to represent Elijah. If they don't drop his charges, I'm going to hire him again to represent Elijah. Whatever, they're going to drop the fucking charges or I'm going to keep going. So, you know, you see what I'm saying? It's either way, like I said, he'll do what he needs to do tomorrow. He said they're to meet him there. I'm going to meet him there. And that's it. If I drive down there tomorrow, my lips are super dry. I got cracked lips or something. I don't normally put nothing on my damn lips, but some A&D ointment. Yuck. Oh, that's disgusting. Ooh, A&D ointment on the lips. So I apologize for this long wind, brother, sister, but it's only going to be one more day. You know, I know this has been a long haul for some of you guys that have been here watching this. And I apologize for a lot of cursing and I'm trying to keep my bearing. I have faith in Father. I really do. And I've already said there's nothing that nobody's going to do to me tomorrow that Father didn't already write. So even if something wrongfully convicts me tomorrow, that's what Father wants, and it's not going to break my heart. But that's going to make their case worse. And I know that I'm not seeking vengeance. If I was seeking vengeance, I would have planned some retaliation or something, and I haven't. Actually, Father has now already told through, his word, you have to hold them accountable. That's not vengeance, Tracy. Meek is not weak. Weak is not holding somebody accountable. Meek is holding them accountable. So through the word, he's shown me that if I file the civil lawsuits, I have such an issue with the community that I live in, the taxpayer paying for the criminal behavior of its public servants or community servants. Why are these people committing crimes and then the taxpayer pays for the behavior of the public servant? I think that's a crime in itself. So I've held off because Father doesn't like taxes. Remember, he sent Shiloh and he turned over the money changer tables. I'm not calling for violence, but with the people selling the doves. So I have not sought, any lawsuit yet, because I'm hoping Father would have already stepped in and done something, but he just hasn't. So when I beat this case, though, it does give me basically, double my lawsuits. If it was 50 million, it's going to be 100 million because it's wrongful prosecution. So I've reminded my attorney of that when they wrongfully prosecute me or don't prosecute me, or when I beat the case that they wrongfully prosecuted me, I'll be suing the county for wrongful prosecution, which will only support my case for my civil case even more. So I'm not, it's too late. I didn't get a phone call and it's getting later in the day here. Yeah, actually, you better not stay in here all night. Better relax a little bit before I, well, I don't know. I have to get out of court, so I got to beat the case. So I'm either going to jail tomorrow, I'll be back, guys. So it's one of the two. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't even know how long I'll be facing, and I'll ask the attorney that. And I don't think, it's something I haven't asked because I feel confident the attorney can beat the case. There is no case. So I'm saying there's no case. They got no case. They can't produce the witnesses in the case. They can't produce my son and daughter. They can't bring this to trial. Wow. And if they do, it's a mistrial. And I explained that to my attorney today. I said, John, I'm just letting you know. I mean, I've been a prior law enforcement. I know. And he said, John, I know, I said, John, they bring me to trial tomorrow and my son and daughter are not there. And you cannot cross-examine and ask my son, Elijah, did your dad physically try to stop you? They can't prove beyond a reasonable doubt. They don't have him there for cross-examine the witness. There's no case. The same thing with my daughter. And now they've dropped my daughter's charges for the same thing they're charging me with. Interfering with a peace officer in entering prosecution. No stop. Elijah, don't stop. No go. That's what she said. No go. I said, Elijah, don't stop. We both told my son, don't stop the vehicle. They dropped her charges because she didn't physically do anything. That's not hindering prosecution. She didn't get, conspiracy like, hey, this happened. We passed the cop. It was just a sudden, it wasn't a conspiracy. That's what John said. That's why they dropped her charges, right? For that. And then illegal prosecution, they didn't have a warrant for arrest. Irregardless, they dropped her charges. So the same thing they dropped her charges, they're now holding me 14 months later on. So they're fucked because I didn't stop my son. So if they don't have my daughter, and then I have my right to have my daughter there, you know what I'm saying? I have my right to have my daughter there because she was in the car to say, Adriana, did I stop Elijah? Did you see me physically stop him? Well, no, you didn't see. She can't be there. They can't. There's no case. So they're fucked. They're fucked. And they're in here right now watching. So they're in here right now. You know what I'm saying? They're in here right now. Yeah, it's a Sixth Amendment violation. The right of call witness, fair and speedy trial, and call witness in my favor. The right of suppression of evidence. That's right. It's a Sixth Amendment violation. The right to call witness, fair and speedy trial, and call witness in my favor. Call witness into discovery, meaning the right to the suppression of evidence, right? They cannot suppress evidence at trial. The right of discovery and the suppression of evidence, meaning all evidence has to be brought into trial before trial so each side can dispute or go over. You can, hey, look what we got against Tracy. Ha ha. No, they got to have their co-defendants in my case. They were in the vehicle that day. You know what I'm saying? In the vehicle that day. So they cannot not have them there. And that's what I'm saying to my attorney. Look, you have to have them there, John. That's my Sixth Amendment right, okay, to have them. I want them there, okay? That's my discovery, to be called into discovery as witness in my favor. Now, if the state can't produce Elijah or Adriana, there is no fucking case. So I already told John that. So I think I'll go there in the morning and they'll drop the case, and I'll be letting you know that I'll be filing a civil lawsuit. And it's going to get big. There's going to be a large, massive case, and I'm going to try to bring it into a federal court either way. Either way, I want this brought into a federal court to bring all these people to accountability. I want them federally indicted. I think I can do it through civil lawsuit. Put them under criminal liability and get the feds to step in and convict these people and disbar Dave Vandenberg and Pat Wilkie for their conspiracy that they conspired against me in open court. What Pat Wilkie did to me violated my right of Miranda rights of adequate counsel, telling me that because I won't get along with my attorneys who didn't do anything, that he's going to make me represent myself in open court, which is a violation of my Fifth Amendment right, adequate counsel. And that's what I told him. He said, you understand? I said, well, I have the right of my Fifth Amendment right to adequate counsel. You can listen to it. I did it on here, so it didn't scare me. That's what Dave Vandenberg sent Pat Wilkie down here to try to strong arm my ass. So we're definitely going to look into why Pat Wilkie, when I told him that my son and daughter were murdered in his county, he said he didn't know what I was talking about, and he will fail a polygraph or a lie detector test when asked that same question. You were asked in open court, Tracy Werner asked you and said his daughter and son were murdered in the county you were a seated judge, and you told him you didn't know anything about that. Is that correct, Pat Wilkie? If he says no, he'll lie. He'll lie. He won't beat the test. I guarantee he will not be able to beat that. And then when they asked Dave Vandenberg, did you call Pat Wilkie to come out here at Tracy Werner's pretrial and conspire with him to come out and try to strong arm him that day? Because your phone records show, hold on, we'll just ask him first. No, oh wait, hold on, let's look at his phone records. Do we see any phone call coming from Dave Vandenberg to have Pat Wilkie come out here on my pretrial, drive 5 fucking hours away like you can have my attorney drive tomorrow at $500 an hour? By the way, that's what it's going to cost me just for the drive. We're paying $5,000 tomorrow just to have my attorney drive here and back because he's from Lane County. $5,000 it's going to cost me tomorrow just to have my attorney drive over here. So you don't think I want to sue the fuck out of these people? Not for that, for the money, but that's just $5,000 just to drive here. That's not including my attorney at court time. And this will probably take all day. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Oh, there's another fucking, there's 10. There's what? See, you're wasting my fucking time. You know what I'm saying? Put it in the back seat. Yeah, no, I know I could do all that. I can do that. But I can't, I don't do that through my attorney. I wouldn't need to fill out the Freedom of Information Request Act. That's a FOIA request. Freedom of Information Act allows you to publicly record pull disciplinary files, salary, anything that's public record through your FOIA request. But I will eventually I'll file a FOIA request on my own behalf now because I won't have a John representing me after this to get that CAD call for the call in Josephine County, why they did not do a call for service. I'll be turning that over to the fucking, no, actually, I'm just going to hire I'm going to file the civil lawsuit. And when they see their grenade hitting me in the side of the face, they're going to say, that's $100 million. We'd like to take about 70 million of that from you. We'll give you 30. Or maybe they'll take 40 and I'll get 60. I don't give a fuck. I don't want none of it. Already said that I'll write it all, that I have to give it to the ministry, or I'll be using it as donations. I'll make a small amount so I can retire, because I keep getting my retirement taken, but like 98% of it I'm probably going to take and put into a fund for Grace and Truth, High Desert Faith and Truth, and then figure out how to put the rest of it back to the state. I'd like to give a lot of it back to the state, because if I'm suing the state and the county, it's going to make the taxpayer in Lake County and the state of Oregon have to pay for the state troopers' neglect and criminal behavior, as well as the Lake County. I'd like to figure out ways to donate this money back to the state of Oregon. Well, that's what I don't mean to go there, Island, but my point is that on what you're saying is as I kept saying this to everybody for the last 18 months, as I told my attorney today, Island, that is that like the big island, like Mahalo, or not sure what island? Not that island. Wrong island. No, not that island. It's Trumpstein Island. Remember Trumpstein Island, not EpiPen Island, but but anyways, my point, I'm saying, is that I think that it's very alarming that they've been out there. Oh, right on. Nice. Aloha, brother. All right. So you got to live aloha, remember? So, I'd like to go back to the island. I've been thinking about maybe go back there for a little bit. I like the big island, obviously. So I've been to more than one island. Actually did all my SWAT certification in Honolulu, at Metro, LAPD. That's where I got all my, so I'm familiar more with SWAT too, about, this, I've already done this job, knowing they can't do what they did out here. I've done this shit. You can't do this to me. I know I've done this for a living, you motherfuckers. You did it wrong. You didn't execute the warrant properly. You fucked up. You came out here and tried to get me out here riled up because I'm a veteran, and try to get me to come out with a gun because I'm a fucking veteran. I'm a prior law enforcement officer. I'm a prior SWAT. It didn't work that way. So my problem that I've been having is that they could be out there, and how many other people have they done this to since? You know what I'm saying, Island? Since, who didn't get to film it live, and they don't have the body cam when it goes to fucking trial. How many people get to film their house being SWAT raided? It's not very often. They come in the middle of the night, real quick, boom, like that, right? So not very many people get to film a SWAT raid. So this SWAT raid being filmed I already tried to tell people, go form a channel. I don't care if you take this material, you can make a huge channel. My channel is shadow banned. I have 6 YouTube channels. Remember, this is not my only channel. I've been doing this for 12 years. So YouTube, you fucking tube. Fuck you, you fucking lazy ass pigs. Which one are you in here? Just so you know, there's a pig in here right now from Lake County. There's a lazy fucking pig in here right now from Lake County, Oregon. Lake County pig, show yourself. Not one of you all fucking day since I started this had the balls to show yourself in here. You go around and harass and extort the fucking general public, but you can't even show your fucking self in here. You are a fucking yellow belly, jackboot fucking thug is all you are. Fuck you, pig. Whoever you are. It's you, Lance Brown. It's got to be you, Lance Brown. Who else? You're the only one on this fucking case that's supposed to be there tomorrow. You fucking yellow belly pig. You fucking swine. You sick fucking pig. You can't even fucking announce yourself. You're going to serve this community, but you couldn't step up. I'm going to look you in your eyes tomorrow, Lance Brown, and I'm going like this. I'm going to look at you. You better nod your fucking head like that. And when you do that, I'll know. And remember, God's going to judge you, because I never sought any vengeance against you, but I will file a lawsuit against you, Lance Brown, because remember, Mount Creek, Wolf Creek, Oregon, Marshall Radonich, when you arrested me, you never looked for my son. Therefore, you will be federally indicted. I'm going to file and sue your bond, Lance Brown. I'm going to be suing your bond. Yes, I will. I'll be going after your bond and habeas corpus. I'll be filing in Elijah's behalf in Adronis, which means once he sues, I sue, and she sues, you don't have a bond anymore. And just like a contractor that keeps fucking up, maybe doesn't pour fucking the concrete right, doesn't call for rebar, fucks up the first door. Guess what? You keep suing that bond, and guess what? You can't work in fucking construction anymore. So guess we're going to sue your bond until you can't work in law enforcement. I don't want to take your job away from you, like your livelihood, because that would be vengeance there, Lance Brown. You can flip some fucking burgers up here at the fucking Sinclair, okay? You got to pay for your fucking kids. I ain't trying to just take all your money from you. That would be fucking vengeance. But find another job, you fucking loser, yellow belly fucking pig. Can't even fucking announce yourself in here, you piece of shit. You fucking piece of shit. You could have went and looked for my son. My son might still be alive if you did your fucking job. But instead, I get a call from my attorney today saying YouTube. The cops called, well, the district attorney called saying that you're on YouTube complaining about what I'm doing. John, I'm talking about my right of discovery, okay? I said to them, if I have a problem, if you need me, you call me, okay? You're going to fucking eat this goddamn district attorney for fucking breakfast. You've been practicing law since 82. This guy's in his 30s. He probably ain't never taken one single case to fucking trial. John, I said, if you needed to call, okay, so I don't have a problem with fucking John. John already knows that. I have a problem with my discovery not being brought by the fucking, where is my son? See, instead of looking for my son, Lance Brown, today to bring him to court, you should have found him. You should have contacted him. You're here on YouTube telling having the district attorney call my attorney, trying to get my attorney to quit because you think you get my attorney to quit because you're going to call and go, oh, your client's complaining. He's not doing, like, did it work out for you? You fucking loser pig. You know what I'm saying? What a loser pig, man. Think about it. What a loser pig to call my attorney and say, hey, your client's online complaining about you, instead of looking for my son, who's supposed to be there tomorrow. This is what they're doing, trying to get my attorney to quit. And you see, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get my attorney to quit. That's a fucking stupid dude. When I heard YouTube, I'm like, oh my God, dude, are you serious? YouTube? No, God, don't do that to me. You just put the cherry on top of this motherfucker, right? YouTube? No, I don't want to hear fucking you. Yeah, they're on here on YouTube, and instead of doing their fucking job, trying to find my son, they're on here fucking complaining to my fucking attorney that, oh, Tracy's on there saying you're not doing your job. What a fucking, that is a childish fucking move, guys. Oh, the cowardly move, isn't it? Trying to call they're not even trying to do anything. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking hilarious. I can't wait to tell that to the jury tomorrow. Hey, jury, by the way, that they were on YouTube, since he won't call any of my YouTube evidence, saying that they were complaining that my attorney wasn't, because my son isn't here. So where's my son? Because I want to talk to my son, because I didn't physically stop my son. So where is he? Where is my son? And I told that to my attorney. You think I'm going to put me on the fucking bench, on the stand, and I'm not going to mention that my son is not being there is a violation of my Sixth Amendment, and that the state has a burden of proof? I'm going to say that, John, just so you know. And he said, well, you don't have to go on the witness stand. You can decide not to. The state has all the burden of proof and rest their case before you have to, and you don't. I said, John, I'm going on the fucking witness stand. I'm not going there tomorrow. I'm not going on the goddamn witness stand. I'm going to get my fucking money's worth, motherfucker. I'm going to get on there and tell everybody exactly the fucking way it is. How my Sixth Amendment right. I'm going to tell them, go look at this, even before you're done, and look at this SWAT raid. Look what they did to my daughter. They grenaded. That's what I'm saying. You think I'm not going to bring up the fact that they kidnapped my daughter? Where's my daughter? They kidnapped my daughter after this. Where's my daughter? Do you realize they grenaded my daughter after this event? This is force justified to grenade my daughter in her sleep and son, to grenade them? This is your justification? No, it's not. See what I'm saying? They're so fucked. So speak up, you fucking yellow belly pig. Who are you? Which one of you fucking Lake County pigs? All day long I've been trying to get you guys to fucking speak up. Who is it? Fucking loser pigs. You fucking loser pigs. Not one time have you announced yourself. If you're in here and you're performing a public fucking duty, you have your policy. Announce yourself. Announce yourself right now in your name and your badge number. If you're on here, I'm going to fucking prove that you were on here. And if you're off duty, what the fuck are you doing on my YouTube channel? Now you're stalking me. So if you're on duty right now and you're on this, you have to, per your policy, announce your badge number right now and who the fuck you are. You have to do it. Announce your badge number and your name. I don't want to hear it's on my, is that what you say to the fucking, it's right here to the judge? Your policy, announce yourself right now in this fucking chat. State your badge number and who you are right now. I'm going to call the fucking all this discovery at 2 hours and 17 minutes and 22 seconds. Date stamped. I called for the officer in this room to announce themselves because under their policy, if they're on duty, has to announce their badge number under the right of due process, who they are if they're serving. So announce yourself right now. Announce yourself right now. Who is it? What is your badge number and who you are? You're failing. I'll be filling out a FOIA request. I'm going to figure out who you are because you were in here. You're fucked. You should have announced yourself. Per your policy. Per your policy. No, they didn't make the news. I tried to get the news out here, but nobody come out here. So it's going to make the news after this. So see what kind of fucking tyrant pigs they are? They're in here right now and they won't announce themselves. I just got a call from the attorney today, as I've been telling you guys the whole time. They're in here. They don't want to listen to me. So, and now they won't even announce themselves. It's probably Lance Brown. I will get this because we date stamp that. You'll see where that's at. I'll go back because I'll announce it and they'll be able to figure out who was in the room. It will have that. That's what I'm saying. These stupid fucking pigs forget the tech world we live in. So when we fucking bring up this federal case, we're going to figure out which cop was in here and that they didn't announce. And if they're on duty, you know, they're in here. And they said they're watching this, so they're performing a duty and they're not announcing their badge number and their policy. They're failing the right of due process as well. They're supposed to announce themselves. If somebody, they're in here, they announce that they're here, they need to, and they're going to contract with me, and I'm fucking contracting with them. They better announce who the fuck they are. Otherwise, they're stalking me, and I have a stalking fucking case against them. Because if they keep coming in here and they're not doing anything, then they're literally fucking menacing me, stalking me, harassing me. So here is your last time. Whichever fucking pig it is, if it's Lance Brown, announce yourself right now. First and last name and your badge number. Date stamp, 2 minutes, 19 seconds, 37 seconds. We'll see when federal indictment if they were in here. See, that's the fucking problem with people today. They forget. Remember I told you people forget about this tech world we live in? It will show up. They were in here, just like it's going to show up who fucking ran over my pole out there at the end of my driveway. They have duty phones. Those vehicles have fucking tracking systems via satellite. They're going to know exactly where they're at. So they're fucked. And I'd almost guarantee that was Josh Bezel. Pretty certain. I don't think it was Lance Brown. I don't think he has enough balls to do that. And the Lance Brown's a yellow belly. So he is a fucking yellow belly little bitch. Yeah, I'm not afraid to say that. He's a fucking tyrant. He should have already announced himself. I know it's he. He's the one in here. He's the only one that has to show up to court tomorrow. So it has to be him. Process of elimination. See, I'm not fucking, I'm a little wiser than these stupid fucking pigs. So you're a fucking tyrant, Lance Brown. And remember, you're going to be responsible for Elijah's murder because I reported to you when you were arresting me, Marshall Radinich, Mount Creek, Wolf Creek, Oregon, at my time of arrest, when you were arresting me. You had your fucking hands on my body, too, when you were arresting me. So you were close enough to fucking hear me. You couldn't say that you didn't hear me, huh? And you never went and looked for him. So guess what? You're done. I'm taking your bond there, Lance Brown. You should just fucking quit. Remember, I told you to quit thinking it was Sam Birch. But hey, remember, and he didn't get out of the car and even announce himself. Didn't even say shit. Just looked at me and turned into a goddamn statue. Didn't even announce himself. So that's not a felony pursuit, you dumb fucks. Pursuit means you get out of the car. Get on the ground, motherfucker. Nobody's it. Get the fuck out of here, idiots. So Lake County, the most corrupt county in the whole state of Oregon, called my attorney today and said, you're online on YouTube bitching about me. The district attorney called, said, I'm not doing my job. And I called my attorney. I'm like, John, the district attorney is calling you. Well, no, the deputies called him, and yeah, so you fucking pig, you deputies are in here. That's what I'm saying. They're in here. One of them's in here right now, but they don't even have the balls to fucking speak up. So every time I see you fucking pigs now out in the room, I'm going to flip you off again. You fucking tyrant fucking pigs. You'll know it's me. See these hands? You'll recognize that going out the fucking window because you're tyrants. You can't even speak up in here, you yellow belly fucking pigs. So the pigs are in here and they're watching this and they reported to my fucking attorney that I'm complaining about him, but they can't speak up in here because they have no fucking balls. They must be neutered fucking pigs. So I think I've addressed my grievances, guys. Appreciate it, but they won't speak up. So I've given every attempt. I've gotten no call. It's too late. Fuck it. I'll sue them and I'll let you know tomorrow. So if this is the last stream here from HD Fat, you'll have to wait until after I file my appellate case. That could take a while. So I don't know how long until I might be back. It could be some time, but I don't think so. I think I'll be back here tomorrow. And if I don't, I don't. It is what it is, Rose Sisters. I can't worry about things that can't change. So God created everything not written and everything that will be. So no man is going to do anything to me tomorrow that Father didn't already write. So Father's doing this. I'm not mad at Sam Birch. I'm not mad at Lance Brown. I'm not mad at Judge Vandenberg. I'm not even mad at Marshall Radonich if he killed my son. I just want to be held. I'm not happy. I don't want that to be happen, but I want him to be held accountable, and my daughter too. It doesn't make me happy. You know what I'm saying? Father created all things, and I have no reason to be anxious. And if I get put in jail, that's what Father wants for me right now. I'll file the appellate court case. Maybe that happens sometime. So I don't think that's what's going to happen because they got a pretty weak case. You know, they're in here saying YouTube, but it'll be all right, guys. No matter what happens to me, Father already wrote it, and whatever happens tomorrow will be whatever he wants. So once again, there's nothing to be anxious about. Please don't pray for anything other than Father's will. Like, oh, I don't want Pastor to go to jail. What if Father wants me to go to jail tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? So don't pray for that, okay? Don't pray for anything other than Father's will. And you know, if you've been a part of this ministry, that's all we pray for. You know what I'm saying? Don't pray for things that you want. Pray for what Father wants for me. That's what I pray for, and that's where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? This is not where I want to be. That's not at all where I want to be. I don't want this. I want my son to build a house and my son and daughter, but I've got to get through this time. And remember, we must go through much tribulation, Paul said, to receive that kingdom of heaven. Kingdom. He's the king, remember? Put a crown of thorns, declared him king, right? So he's our prize. So there's nothing that's going to happen to me. I want to know where my son and daughter are at. I apologize. I'm so passionate and I've cursed a lot, but I'm a dad that I think that my son and daughter could be suffering or hurting, and I want to go to them. And I don't want them to be hurting. And I know that they're looking over their shoulder right now, and that shouldn't be. But that's what God wants for them too. And when he's ready for that to change, he'll make that change. Because you can see, if you've been a witness for 552 days, everything I did just backfired in my face. Nothing happened the way that I wanted it to, but God's Father's timing is perfect, and he doesn't make mistakes. Paul said that the inner man he's blameless. He's without blemish, and that is the Christ in you. You know what I'm saying? That's the inner man that Paul was telling us about. So I know Father will be there with me tomorrow. Luke 12:11, you be without counsel, and I do have counsel, but Father will be my counsel, and do not worry what you shall say. They will throw you in front of their magistrates and their men in their black robes and their synagogues. And again, I'll give you the answer. Don't worry what you shall say. So I'll let the attorney do what he needs to do tomorrow. But if they put me on the witness stand, I'm not going to be quiet. And I'm just going to assert my First Amendment right to redress grievances in this case. I have committed no crimes under the right of affirmative defense. I have the right to protect myself. Thank you, Father, for creating the Constitution through the original writers of the Constitution and giving me these God-protected first, second, Fourth, Fifth Amendment rights here that are so very important. I didn't use my Second Amendment right whatsoever, but I did assert my First Amendment right to address grievances, and that's all I'm doing right now. I have the right to protect myself under the Fourth Amendment from illegal prosecution. That protects my actions are justified. It's called justification defense, excuse defense, excuses my actions tomorrow in a civil or criminal case. So I haven't done anything, and the only person that I'm truly concerned about, like judgments, is when I die in this. I haven't been lawless. I have followed, but if they're going to convict me, I'm concerned about the judgment of Shiloh, the Hamashiach from Christ and Father. I need the covering of Shiloh. You know what I'm saying? I need the covering from Shiloh. Okay. Shiloh will cover me. He will. If I get in trouble on this world and I am wrongfully convicted, Father's not going to judge me for that. If he knows that, hey, I know you were trying to stand up for your son and they threw you in jail and you didn't threaten them with violence and they were violent to you and they still threw you in jail. Remember, before they hated you, they hated me. So I will cover you and I need that. So whatever happens to me tomorrow is not going to be the judgments that I'm concerned about, guys. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I have to think about it, but what my actions after this is after I die, what will Father say about me? Well, you got yourself thrown in jail, but you stood for your son. You were being selfless. You could have went and taken the money, but instead you stuck around because he was still being targeted and you stuck by his side and then they threw you in jail. So you were being selfless, and I'm gonna. We'll see. We'll see. This is what the word says. So, for the sins of the world, for standing up to perverted law, that's what Christ stood up to. Remember, they perverted his father's Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, were the first 5 books in Scripture. These were the law. This is called the Torah. There were 613 law, statutes, commandments in the first 5 books in Scripture. Remember. There's 53 in the Old Testament, 13 in the New. The first 5 are the law, the Jewish Torah law, Jewish Torah, the law. Okay? Remember, and he fulfilled all the laws of flesh. So he will cover me. Okay? I'm not lawless. There's a difference between being, a rebel, but remember, they perverted his father's Torah and made their own law, the Halakha and the Haggadah, which was their Targum and their Mishnah, or their Talmud, which is a perversion of the law. And that's what Christ stood against, the perverted law. And they threw him in jail for that. They actually hung him for that. Eating wheat on the Sabbath, right? All the things. I'm not going to go. He can teach on this tomorrow if I can be able to come back. But brothers, sisters, nothing's going to happen that Father didn't want to happen to me. And I am only trying to stand up. I'm just a dad. I'm a veteran, so I'm going to use my First Amendment rights, not second. I'm not using any weapons to stand up, and my Fourth Amendment to protect myself and my son and my daughter. And that's all I've done in this case. I have broken no laws. I have not crossed, like I said, and broken the law. They can't prove that against me. And I think that's why we've gone so far in this case, all the way up until just a day ago or two. They said they'd settle the case for just a single misdemeanor. But that wouldn't be right, brothers, sisters, because Christ stood up. And if they wrongfully convict me and I didn't do it willingly, then he will cover me. If I do it willingly, then I'm just going by their perverted law. So it wouldn't make sense for me ever to take a deal because I'd be agreeing. Please agree to take money from me. I don't agree to take any money. If they're going to take money from me, they're going to do it unwillingly. I'm not going to willingly give them this money. If they do, that happens, then I didn't do it willingly, correct? I'm not being rebellious. I'm doing this because what they did to my son is wrong. I'm just a dad standing in trying to help his son from being thrown illegally prosecuted by Lake County Sheriff's Office. Okay? And if you looked at the evidence, you'd see, and any jury that looked at all the evidence would never convict me. I'm certain of it. So if I get convicted tomorrow and you don't see me for a while, it's what Father wanted, okay? There's nothing I can do about it. Father is going to do in my life whatever he wants. I've given, I didn't give my life. He said, well, I didn't call out to their hearts to seek after me, not one of them would. He made me give myself to him, and this is what all I know. So it's very important that I beat these charges, just so you know why I'm so adamant. Because if I accept a conviction charge, I have a record and I cannot travel. And I want to travel to all 180 countries because the gospel is all 180 countries. It's not just Israel in the middle of the desert. It's black, white, brown, red, yellow, Jew, Gentile, man, and woman. So if I accept a charge, I can't travel. I can't accept this charge, brothers and sisters. I need to beat the charge so I can go visit people in all 180 countries because the gospel is all flesh. Okay. That's why too I'm standing up. I can't. If I get convicted, then I can't leave. So what? Then throw me in jail. Then I guess, right? It might as well stay in jail. If I can't go on the road, do you see what I'm saying? If I can't go on the road, you know what I'm saying? If I can't go on the road, there's no such thing as free will. If I can't go on the road, there's self-will, but no free will. Then it does. I might as well just sit in a jail cell. And I don't want that. But if I can't go on the road, then I don't want to. I want to travel. I want to go out of the country. And most countries won't let you travel via visa or passport with a record. So I can't have a record. So it needs to be record free. So you see why I got to do this too, guys? So you know, because remember the ministry is going to go mobile, right? I want to travel with the ministry. So I'm going to leave here. I don't know why these fuckers just don't drop this damn case and apologize for cursing, but if they just let me go, I could leave. And I've already explained to my attorney that I want to travel. So I'm going to explain to them in the morning if I have to go there and say, look, they convict me. They're screwed. They're going to be stuck with me here for as long as I'm just going to stay here forever now. Fuck it. You don't let me leave now, I ain't probably never going to leave the U.S. Seriously, you let me go now, let me travel, you know, I'll probably go, you know. And I will come back to the U.S., but I'll be all charged up and don't care about the U.S. when I get back here. So I'll get there. I will get there slow. I really will. I will. Watch, there were thousands of hours of me never cursing at all. Ever once. Seriously, 6 channels. Never once did I until 2 weeks of being menaced and harassed by the state police and Lake County. And I knew what they were going to do, and they did it. And I knew it was going to happen, and it just frustrated me. And I started cursing, but I never did. So I apologize for that. But again, you know, whatever, man. I got a son and daughter. I knew they were going to come in here and assault them, and they did. So once again, whatever happens tomorrow, brothers and sisters, is going to happen. I can't change that. But I know my attorney has all the evidence to beat the case. And if he needed more, he would have done something. So I'll just have to let Father deal with this. And then as soon as but I want to travel because I'd like to take this ministry on the road. So I have to fight the case no matter what. If I lose, oh well, then I can't go on the road. But if I take a deal, I can't go on the road. I can't go on the road. I could travel within the U.S., but I can't go outside the country. I can't accept that. And I have to continue to fight it. So it is a bit, you know, like, and there's no risk because Father's going to, you know, no free will, no luck, no fortunes, but, you know, what do I do? You know, but does that make sense, guys, on why I'm going to go ahead and continue to take this to trial? If you've been watching this channel, I'm ready to go mobile with the ministry and take and travel all countries if I can and go share the gospel in all 180 countries. I'd really like to see every one of them because the gospel truly is universal, meaning it's all flesh. So a conviction or taking a deal would not allow me to travel to most countries. I can't do that. I've got to fight it. And if they get me, they get me. Then they got me. I can't leave. But I can't take a deal either because then I wouldn't be able to leave. So I'm not taking a deal. I don't know why these people won't get it through their thick heads. I have to go to trial. I have to beat this case. And when I beat this case, be ready for this ministry to go on the road. So I'm excited about that. You know, I want to travel a little bit. And I'd really like to get out of the country. I've been stuck here for a while and protecting the right of the people. And it's time for me to I joined the military at 17. I'm 52. I think it's time for me to retire and take a break for a little bit. So hopefully you understand. I'm not doing this to be rebellious. I'm not doing it out of spite. I'm not doing it out of vengeance. I'm doing it because it's Christ-like to stand up. When people pervert the law and get away with it, they're going to keep doing it. So Christ stood up to the perverted law and they threw him in jail. They've thrown me in jail already. And if that's what ends up happening, then I love you. It's been nice knowing you. I don't know when I'll be able to return. I will have Kevin try to bring the ministry up from time to time. I can't guarantee that, but I've asked him. I'm going to give him my phone and, I'll give him some money to bring up the, for at least 3 or 4 or 5 months or something to pay my phone bill. So he can pay that online and you guys can continue to be here without me. I don't need to be here for this to be the ministry. So please remember, this land is here. Don't be homeless. You still have a place here. If you're part of the ministry with somebody, get a hold of Kevin. He has the wrench and he'll help facilitate if you're the right person to come out here. Don't get yourself thrown out onto the streets and kidnapped under this administration because you don't have enough money. There is a ministry. It is here to serve you. It hasn't served anybody here in 10 years, but maybe someday, it will, So, but remember, if something happens to me, you have a home here if you're part of this ministry. You know that. Come here. There's food here, water here, shelter here. There's no weapons here. I don't have any, but there's definitely a place. It's quiet. Get a hold of Kevin. Mi casa, su casa, okay, if you're part of the ministry. You know what I mean? Nice. Good stuff, Eli. Appreciate it. So, guys, I want to go ahead and get off here. These yellow belly fucking pigs never announce themselves. You guys are tyrants. I'm not doing this out of spite. I'm going to win this case tomorrow, brothers and sisters. And when I do, I'll be immediately trying to go out and locate my son. I'm going to need your support. It's going to be very foreign to me tomorrow if I beat this case, because I'm going to finally uncover where Elijah is at. And I might not get good news. And I don't think that's what I'm going to get. So I'm going to need to try to prepare myself for that. I mean, I kind of already have, but it's going to be a very strange day either way. So, Father willing, I will see you back here tomorrow. And if I don't come back, maybe you can get a hold of Kevin on somehow to get a hold of me via where I'm at, Lake County Jail, whatever it is. If you want to try to write or something, I'm not really good at keeping in touch with some people, so I'm not guaranteed that I'd ever write anybody back. I'm just not good about that stuff. So, but go through the stream. There's thousands of hours. Remember, I have 6 YouTube channels, 12 years on YouTube. So there's lots of hours you can go back. If you can't get enough of former Predestined for Light, Silver's Like Gold, America Ever After, Truth by Hotel, there's a lot of content here on YouTube. You go back and you can't get enough of this, the channel, and leave comments, guys, and on what you're seeing. Thumbs up just to kind of keep the channel going while I'm gone, if that's what it takes. Those thumbs up will help the algorithm. I don't care. I never cared about that, remember? But if I'm gone, it'll kind of keep the things going. And it's your channel. It's not my channel. It's our channel, remember? I'm just one of 23,000. So I don't make this channel what it is. It is the 23,000 people that have made this a ministry. One is not a ministry. This is a whole. Never forget that. Even with me gone, if that's the case, does not stop this ministry. The only reason it stopped because you, the body, stops coming here and participating in the comment section. I can't do anything about that. You leave the comments, you know what I'm saying? Because if that makes sense. Okay? So you make High Desert Faith and Truth Ministries what it is. So if something happens to me, please don't stop coming to this channel. Please keep leaving comments. I'll have, like I said, Kevin try to bring the live stream up. I'm going to give him my phone, okay? Don't give up on me, guys, please. I might be in there for a while. Sometimes a federal appellate case takes a while. So if they wrongfully convict me tomorrow, just hang in there. Kevin will give you an update sooner or later, okay? I'm sure it's probably sooner than later. So love you, brothers, sisters, and this has been a wild ride, and I appreciate everyone that's given me the support of your time, which is more valuable than any money can buy. You can't buy time, and you can't print it, and it's going so fast that it's so hard to make up when you spend it. You know what I'm saying? It just goes so fast. So for 552 days, you know what I'm saying? What a long chug. But and without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do that. I can only talk to the walls so much, and I'm only down to one dog now. So the dog only can hear so much. So you guys were my saving grace, Father. Thank you so much for sending me this ministry. This is one of the biggest abundance and bounty and blessings I've ever received in my entire life. It truly has made this struggle tolerable. Suffering quite a bit, but tolerable, much more tolerable. I think I might have lost my mind. I'm seriously, yes, he will. Without you guys, I seriously think I'd gone a little crazy. And I feel like I'm steady. Tomorrow I have a court date. They can throw me in jail. I'm nice and steady, guys. What Father wants to happen to me is going to happen to me. So you guys are an amazing body, and I could not thank you enough for your time. It's just something that, again, you can't get it back. You can't get time back. It's once it's gone, it's gone. And you could have spent it on any other channel, any other platform, and you spent it with me. It's been a long haul, guys. I hope. Well, I don't hope. I have faith. I've lost hope a long time ago, but I have all the faith in Father that no matter what happens to me, it's what he wants. If they put me in handcuffs and arrest me, I'm going to go in there. I'm not going to bitch and whine. I'm just going to take it like a man and start my federal appeal case. Okay, guys? All of you brothers, sisters. Yeah, I'm the guy. That's the one. So tomorrow we'll find out. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow something will happen. And if they drop the case, then I'll go start looking for my son and daughter, and I'll update you on if I find them. Okay. I knew where they're at last. So I have a pretty strong intuition. I'll go to where I think they're at, but I don't think they're there anymore. So, thy kingdom come, Father's will be done. Okay. Not my own. Whatever happens tomorrow, please. Not what I want tomorrow, Father, which you already wrote. You already wrote what's going to happen tomorrow, brothers and sisters. You know that, right? Everything not written and everything that ever will be, Father already wrote. Nobody's going to do anything tomorrow to me that Father didn't already write. Hallelujah. You got to have faith like Daniel. Remember? The Magi, Daniel. Be wise. Look up. For redemption draweth nigh. Pastor Revelation. Pastor Apocalypse. Brothers and sisters, please, if I go to jail tomorrow, I need you to continue to look for my son and daughter. Somebody's going to have to pick this up for me, because nobody's going to be out there looking for my son and daughter. Please, I'm asking you kindly, if you don't see me come back, I need you to continue. Contact the state police, Josephine County, and report Elijah Werner and Adriana Massey missing. Robin Miller is Elijah's mom, and I don't know Adriana's parents' name. Please, somebody, if I go to jail, because there's going to be nobody looking for Elijah or Adriana while I'm gone. There will be nobody, brothers, sisters, and I'm going to be sitting there in jail every day going, man, I could have taken that deal and been looking for my son and daughter. It doesn't matter. I can't do that. I told you why. I need you to at least somebody look for them, please. Okay. I'm not asking you to get yourself hurt. All I'm asking you to do is report them missing. They were last seen in Josephine County. You can find that discovery in Josephine County, Oregon. This Josephine County told me they saw Elijah on video 2 times. His last known whereabouts was Josephine County, as well as Adriana Massey. That's where her car was seen at last. That's a lot to ask from you guys, I know. Okay, so if you feel like in any way that is going to endanger you or anybody around you, do not do it, please. There is no obligation. If nobody does it, it's okay too. Father just didn't want you to do it. But as his dad, if something happens to me, it's just going to, every day I'm in there, I'm going to go, oh my God, there's just nobody out there looking for him. At least I'll know I put it out there, and that maybe somebody might go, I think I can do that for him. So if you do it, great. I can't give you any mention because I won't know. And if you don't feel obligated, if you feel like it could cause you any bit of harm whatsoever, okay, you'll know if it's right to do, okay? Well, if you find him, report him to John Caligo at 484-1066. John Caligo, Lane County, that is my attorney. Report him. If you find alive, if you somehow you're located, please report that to John Caligo, which was his attorney, so John can give him the legal advice of what to do. Okay, I think that's the best decision for Elijah. If you find him, have him contact John Caligo. John was his attorney. He'll know who he is. If you somehow find him, or Adriana Massey, have either of them contact John Caligo, my attorney, Elijah's prior attorney, at 541-484-1066. Okay? For Elijah's, well-being. If Elijah is located, he can file his lawsuit, okay? I don't think they're going to be able to convict Elijah either at all. I'm very confused why Elijah would have never showed up to his trial. It makes no sense to me. He could have beat his case too. He had he had the evidence, too, but it's so weird that he didn't show up. So I love you, brothers, sisters. I should probably go because I got to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and get myself ready. So I better spend a little time with my puppy here. And I love you, brothers, sisters, so much. I will see you maybe tomorrow. If not, I will see you maybe in 6 months, a year, or a couple years, if YouTube is still a thing after that, whenever it is. So Father's will be done no matter what. Nobody's going to, again, do anything tomorrow that Father didn't write. I am 100% certain of that. Nobody's going to do anything to me tomorrow that Father didn't already write. That is settling. I hope you remember that. Your life too, tomorrow, whatever, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Okay? Father creates all things. He says, I create all things, everything that ever was, everything ever written. I do all these things after my own counsel. I create good. I create evil. Isaiah 45:7. I do them for my own pleasure, right? And I create everything not written and everything that ever will be. So there's nothing he didn't create. So nothing is going to happen tomorrow, even if it's horrible to be, brothers, sisters. That's what Father wrote. You know what I'm saying? For you too. Try to remember that. It's very settling. Doesn't mean you just get to go hog wild out there. That's not what the scripture says, guys. Okay? So again, much love. I can't thank you enough. If you want to support the ministry, I have money to put on my books. Okay? I'll be bringing money to put on my books. You don't need to pay, but there is a Cash App or PayPal in the description after I get out. If you want to help me future tense with maybe fuel money on the road, which I'll probably have, those links are there. But let's not do that until tomorrow or something, okay? And you don't ever have to. Remember, I want to let you know, everybody, I've always said that there's never, ever a requirement to be a part of this ministry to give any kind of donation. Time is what the tithe requirement in this ministry is, because you can't print it, and I better get going because I'm running out here, and you can't make it up. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for spending your time here with me. I really can't thank you enough for that. That I couldn't put a price on. So tomorrow's another day. If we see tomorrow, it's because Father wanted it to be. You know what I'm saying? Father wanted it to be. So if not, hold on, guys. Please go back and leave comments and keep this ministry alive. So if I talked a little bit about this with Kevin, I think it'd be wonderful. Maybe I go to jail I get 2 years or something, right? I go away for a year and I come back and you guys are still on here, guys. That would be so awesome. You know what I'm saying? If you guys were still here together, because see, I told you, you don't need me. You know what I'm saying? You don't need me to be here to be a part of this ministry. I am not the ministry. You are the ministry. You make this ministry what it is. Do you understand, brothers, sisters? So I appreciate all these things. I don't know what those are, but I know they do end up to be some kind of funding, and I appreciate that. So, gosh, might be my last stream, guys. This is kind of hard to get up here. So, all right, I better go. Pastor Revelation. Remember, Revelation means to lift off the cover, to remove the veil. Okay, so hopefully we pulled off a lot of lies in here to reveal the reality of the truth. Okay, that's what I'm hoping. So, Pastor Revelation, as I was arrested under the name of Revelation. Apocalypse means the same exact thing. Aletheia is the truth. So hopefully, he said the truth will set you free, right? We'll see. Maybe fathers will be done. That's right, Nathan. Thank you for all your generous ties and time and everybody that's always been a part of this ministry. If I don't see you guys again, I'll see you on the other side. Pastor Revelation, Pastor Apocalypse. Whoa.